Greetings and salutations, friends. Hello, 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 my sisters and brothers in Call of Duty, my siblings in gaming. Thank you for being here. We shall be diving. Let's fix that. There we go. Twitch, now your chat looks better. We can fix this one too because it's all messed up. What are we saying? Blah, blah, blah. My siblings in gaming, my sisters and brothers in COD. Let us dive into some Black Ops 6 and the continuation of the Terminator crossover event grind. Please lend your attention to our opening robotic welcoming script with warnings and provisos and disclaimers. Take it away, robot voice.
Opening script with variables, warnings, disclaimer, and provisos. Activating iMac desktop accessibility automated reading narrator voice. Opening show script NTRO with warnings and disclaimers read to you dear audience by the native desktop system's reading voice bot for Mac iOS reading voice machine. Yin Yang the almost daily variety chaos gaming live stream and content creation show extravaganza Yin Yang. Dear humans, your attention please. The following announcements apply to all live stream content created by this content creator on this and on any other platform. Your attention to and abiding by these guidelines is deeply appreciated. Warning: this is satire performance art. No infringement of any rights is not intended. All rights remain with the original rights holders. Common use artistic performance art in session. IAMA robot currently using TikTok. IAMA robot currently using TikTok. A soon-to-be banned application. IAMA robot currently using TikTok to make protest art. IAMA robot currently protesting TikTok becoming TikTok a banned application. I kindly thank you for your attention. Dear audience, warning: this is satire performance art. And now, an important announcement. Before we begin, may I have your attention? Important survey question of the day. How many different Call of Duty games do you own? Left double quotation mark. Let me know in chat. How many? Which ones? Do you still play them? How often? I am taking a survey to find out. WHO is all out there is also into multi-game party events, like I am. And now, an important announcement. Attention my dearest sisters and brothers in Call of Duty. I am organizing a casual Call of Duty multi-game guild. My siblings in COD, will you join and help to build up the brand new multi-game guild that shall be known as Redacted Squad? Name yet to be decided on. Let us build a guild together, my siblings in community gaming. A guild community group for relaxed and groovy Call of Duty players that own and play more than just Warzone or the most recent COD title and want to be a part of a relaxed and groggy community focused on playing multiple titles from the Call of Duty franchise. We shall be organizing events for multiplayer activities in nearly all of the games from the COD franchise that will be known as game invasion events. If want to participate in this guild and be a part of the relaxed and groovy weekly game invasion events, be sure to add me in FB. Add my gaming page on FB to get updates on when the RB group for this multi-game guild opens recruitment. You can find the links to those and everything else on this curated link collection page solo.to/Mr. Zeppo. Link. Solo to Zeppo. That sounded incomprehensible. Take 2. Solo.to/Mr. Zeppo. Greetings dear human audience. Once the opening intro warnings and disclaimers is complete, we shall proceed to gaming action. Thank you for your patience. New show, new year, new era, new robot voice speech text. Script version 4.153. Cold opener script intro begins. Warning: this episode is a talk show featuring real raw radically unscripted public discourse. You have been warned. Activating live stream automated intro text reading systems. Insert science fiction sound effects here. Connecting to the multiversal interwebs online. Using Streamlabs desktop for iMac iOS. Going live now. Connecting to TikTok live. Connecting to Twitch TV hopefully. Testing connection validation. Technical error seems to have been corrected. Hello viewers on both platforms. Don't be shy. Drop in and say hi. Please do drop a hello in the chat. Especially if you are watching on TikTok so that I can see. So that I can see you in chat when I check the TikTok tab in between competitive matches. Forgive me. But when competing. Forgive me. But when competing, I must pay attention to the gaming action. I will take breaks in between rounds of gameplay to check up on any and all chat messages in both Twitch TV and TikTok. So be sure to drop a note and let me know you watched the show please and thank you. Warning. This episode may randomly and spontaneously get derailed by an unexpected and unplanned talk show style monologue rant and spiral out of the main subject of the episode into a divergent and potentially scatterbrained deep dive discussion, featuring real raw radically unscripted public discourse. You have been warned. But first, a quick note, future programming promotional note on our next First Impressions session. Tune in to see the First Impressions look at Yin Yang Sniper Elite, Resistance Yin Yang First Impressions Yin Yang The Almost Daily Variety Chaos Live Stream and Content Creation Show Extravaganza Yin Yang. And do not miss the upcoming special Variety Chaos Variety Battle Royal Roulette special event I am hosting this weekend. Yin Yang Variety Chaos Roulette Yin Yang The Almost Daily Variety Chaos Live Stream and Content Creation Show Extravaganza Yin Yang. Be sure to tune in for that in the coming hours, days, and or weeks. And now, allow me to point your attention to the main event of the moment. Introduction. Opening script for live stream episode. Insert episode show title here. Yin Yang page 3 Terminator event grind Yin Yang The Almost Daily Variety Chaos Live Stream and Content Creation Show Extravaganza Yin Yang. Please be advised, once the opening intro warnings and disclaimers is complete we shall proceed to gaming action. Thank you for your patience. CTAG Studios proudly presents the Almost Daily Variety Gaming Live Stream Show Extravaganza, a special presentation of the Almost Daily Variety Chaos Content Creation Zeppoverse Project Yin Yang Live Yin Yang. Welcome to the Zeppoverse, a content creation project of many projects. Visit the many dimensions of the Zeppoverse at this link collection page, https://solo.to/mrzeppo. That sounded incomprehensible. Take 2. Solo.to/Mr. Zeppo. Live on stream utilizing Streamlabs desktop, connecting exclusively on Twitch and now also on TikTok again if IT is working correctly. Insert science fiction sound effects here. But first a word. Yin Yang every day is Variety Chaos Variety Day on this channel. Meaning that maybe you will see some art making action, fan fiction story development, or maybe some random gaming action all mixed together. Yin Yang. Yin Yang, welcome to a brand new day of a brand new year of the Almost Daily Variety Gaming and Content Creation Show Extravaganza, now featuring multiple multi-game franchise series games. What had Wednesday Writing Workshop special segment show rebooted, and the Almost Daily Call to Duty Yin Yang, as well as the ongoing background minutes project character screenshot photo shoot saga continues in background. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Here we all are, together again for the very first time, just like that one Dave Brubeck song title. Once the opening intro warnings and disclaimers is complete we shall proceed to gaming action. Thank you for your patience. Hello human viewers, hello human viewers, hello human viewers, hello humans viewers, and welcome back. Please WXCUSE the redundancy, but apparently many humans out there watching have somehow managed to not take note of the posted chat rules on the Twitch platform and somehow missed all of my warnings and disclaimers. So I must endeavor to repeat them more often. Please lend your attention to the following. Warning, disclaimer, warning, disclaimer, warning, disclaimer. Please be advised that all new chat rules are now officially in effect and will be enforced. By clicking yes to be able to chat, you agree to and acknowledge that you actually read the following. Please, no solicitations of any sales nor services. I am not interested in buying nor subscribing. No thank you. Be groovy. No trolling nor rudeness tolerated. Be patient. I will not respond to chat while I am busy with a video game fight. Drop your comment and please wait patiently until I have a moment between matches or monster fights. No recruiting. No. I do not want to join your Discord server. Yes, you can check out mine. IT is listed on my Twitch profile, and the same rules apply there. No requests for any kind of follow, just do not do it. Violations of these any other part of the Twitch TV rules, TUS, or EULA will result in a warning and maybe an immediate ban from my channel, as you proceed to enjoy the following live stream entertainment content live stream episode. On this episode now, insert name or title of show here. Yin Yang Page 3 COD Terminator Event Grind Yin Yanga, all host. Daily variety chaos live stream and content creation show Extravaganza Yin Yang. Please keep in mind the previous and the following guidelines for civility on our public discourse reading prior version of the rules. General chat rules. Have patience, friends. The chat is delayed, and I sometimes get absorbed in the games and take a little while to notice new chat comments. But I will do my best to reply ASAP. Peace symbol please. Be kind to each other. Peace symbol. Explosion haters, dogs, trolls, and misanthropes will be banned. Explosion hand with fingers split between middle and ring fingers. Relaxed and groovy zen vibes. Please and thank you. Hand with fingers split between middle and ring fingers. Networking rules. Who's read the TTV EULA thinking face. Let us abide. Hello. Fellow content creators, please be chill and relaxed and groovy and do not spam the chat with obvious cut and past sales spam. Please and thank you. Your attention please. IT is important for ME to be clear in declaring the following. On this live stream show, we do not tolerate the following toxic behaviors. Toxic, abusive and uncalled for trash talk. And to be clear, that is not the same as regular sportsmanlike trash talk. And if you do not understand the difference, that just says volumes about you. We do not tolerate hate speech, toxic trash talk, targeted or generalized chauvinism, sexism, racism, or any form of targeted or generalized hate speech. This is a casual, relaxed and groovy, friendly community space. Free speech is respected here, but be advised, dear HUMAZR audience, free speech has never included hate speech, ideological malarkey, trolling, bullying, and any other forms of nonsense designed to attack the dignity of others. You have been warned. To be bluntly clear, I stand in support of women and marginalized minorities who game. We are all gamers. WHO game for the love of gamming the games. Never forget my sister and brothers in gaming. We were all noobs once. We were all noobs once. We were all noobs once. So let us all be chill and groovy about gaming as a community. Attention, you have been duly warned and advised. End of warnings. Disclaimers. Warning Z. Disclaimer as warnings. Disclaimers. Hey, listen, I'm just an old school gamer that's been gamming since long before you were born. WHO also missed out on the first 20 years of Xbox and Call of Duty history. Making up for all that FOMO and lost time, this live stream is the documentation of my journey through Call of Duty learning curve. I am a Call of Duty third year noob. No shame. I revel in IT. Most players been playing COD for decades. I just started playing regularly with the objective goal of pushing myself to get better. I am just an old salty dog learning new competitive gaming tricks, working my way up the COD ranks and trying to gather an audience of fellow adult gaming enthusiasts willing and able to support a content creator like me on a journey of many levels and lots of creative hard work. Please note, unless otherwise indicated, all content created here is intended as social satire and public discourse, free speech, performance art. Thank you for your understanding in this curious regard. Thank you for your understanding in this curious regard. Thank you for your understanding in this curious regard. Shameless self-promotional moment. I humbly invite you to visit my TikTok profile page. Despite the pending potential so-called ban, some signs point to the possibility of continued access. Although I realize that I could be wrong, I humbly invite you to visit my TikTok profile page and please go directly to my weblog tab. https://www.tiktok.com/@TeamCorrigidlamazeppo. That sounded incomprehensible. Take 2. TikTok.com/@theincorrigible Mr. Zeppo. Transitioning to standard greetings. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, and good night to you. Welcome to the almost daily variety gaming live stream show. Bleed purple, bleed purple, bleed purple, bleed purple, bleed purple, bleed purple, bleed purple. And now, dear audience, without further distractions or demonstrations, an important note about this content you are watching. The content that will be created within this episode once IT starts, and the materials you may discover in this and other episodes of the live stream show, and also the audio-only podcast over on the other platform known as Spreaker.com. All of IT, also including the posts I create on any of my social media profiles. All of IT is to be understood and considered as working technical literary MacGuffin mechanics, and content that is a part of the fictional world commonly referred to as the Zeppoverse, and is to be understood as satire and social commentary, an expression of free speech and art. For those of you curious about the book series under development, you can find and read my established rough draft chapters from a wide selection of the many books from the hitherto unwritten Zeppoverse book series. Right here, https://www.wattpad.com/user/mrzeppo. That sounded incomprehensible. Take 2. Wattpad.com/user/Mr. Zeppo. Please feel free to visit, read, comment, and critique. Just be advised that this experimental book series content is still in the early stages of development and meant for mature audiences. You have been duly warned and advised. Thank you for being here. Please be ready for lazy, relaxed, and groovy nonsense, and eventually some fan fiction, fan art, work making, and good old-fashioned gaming action. Ready for the next installment of your new favorite live stream shows? On this episode, insert episode show title here. Yin Yang Page 2 Terminator Event Grind Yin Yang The Almost Daily Variety Chaos Live Stream and Content Creation Show Extravaganza Yin Yang. A special presentation of the Almost Daily Variety Chaos Live Stream Show Extravaganza Yin Yang Live Yin Yang. Welcome to the Zeppoverse, a content creation project of many projects. Visit the many dimensions of the Zeppoverse here. https://solo.to/mrzeppo. That sounded incomprehensible. Take 2. solo.to/Mr. Zeppo. And now, please stand by and strap in. Brace yourselves for an avalanche of variety chaos, variety gaming all day and all week and all month. And all year long. Bleep, bloop, bluer, 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 bleep. Bleep bleep end opening script. End finito opening intro robo narrator host script variation 15.3. Robot host voice deactivating. Insert ominous digital sound effect here. Please proceed with live stream show extravaganza. AOERRR bleep AAAA bloop EOOOOOUUUUUU blah. AAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAAA Bleep the F. Off. Deactivation complete. Finally effing off. Let the show finally begin. Enjoy the talk show action. On. Insert episode show title here. Yin Yang page 3 COD Terminator event grind Yin Yang the almost daily variety chaos live stream and content creation show extravaganza Yin Yang. Insert game name here. Call of Duty. Black Ops 6. Hang in there. Once the opening intro warnings and disclaimers is complete, we shall proceed to gaming action. Thank you for your patience. Cold opener script end. Opening show script NTRO with warnings and disclaimers read to you, dear audience, by the native desktop systems Reading Voice Bot for Mac iOS Reading Voice Machine. Yin Yang the almost daily variety chaos gaming live stream and content creation show extravaganza Yin Yang. Warning. This is satire performance art. No infringement of any rights is not intended. All rights remain with the original rights holders. Common use artistic performance art in session. IAMA robot currently using TikTok. IAMA robot currently using TikTok. A soon to be banned application. IAMA robot currently using TikTok to make protest art. IAMA robot currently protesting TikTok becoming TikTok a banned application. I kindly thank you for your attention. Dear audience, warning. This is satire performance art. Cold opener script end. For reals thought. IT is ended. Taydala. Robot narration voice psyche out. And now, the Call of Duty Shakespeare crossover event that you never knew you needed in your life. To game or not to game the Call of Duty version. To game or not to game. That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the sprays and wall bangs of outrageous campers, or to take arms against a sweat-filled lobby, and by sheer skill, outgun them. to push, to flank, no more, and by a flank to say we end the rage quits and the sort of countless deaths that Warzone brings. 'Tis a reset devoutly to be wished, to push, to clutch, perchance ace the squad. There's the rub for in that final fight. What sweats may come when we have lost the circle's blessed zone, must give us pause. There's the gulag match that makes a casual of us all for who would bear the no. Scope's cruel disgrace, the spawn trap's woe, the riot shield is taunt, the shock of lag, the nerfing of my gun, the hacker's ghost, the throwing knife's cold sting, when he himself might prone and camp unseen with but a single loadout. Who would grind to chase the camus and the battle pass, but that the fear of missing out on kills, the undiscovered strat, whose moves and plays no meta yet hath ruled, puzzles the will, and makes us rather bear the kills we take than risk the shame of dashboarding away. Thus quickscope does make snipers of us all, and thus the rushing hands of fearless sweats are stayed by payings and servers past their prime, and streaks of great renown and fiery wrath with this regard lose all their mighty edge, and fall to death by shotgun cheese. Hark now the lobby loads, a match is found, let's drop in hot, and leave no kill streak left unearned. And now, the gaming action you have all been waiting for. New, longest form of opening script ever. V shakes the spear. 420 is now officially over. End the ending of the opening script's ended completion. Completions. Complexation. IT is completed. That has been achieved. The end. El finito. The absolute last bit in the opening script cavalcade of silly sketchy karmic bits and gimmicks AD scripted warnings and disclaimers. Thank you for your attention to those of you who actually listened to IT all. Error code 404 content not found. Short form welcome back script. Hello human viewers. Welcome back from our station break. All required adjustments have been recalibrated. Welcome back to the Zeppoverse. Opening show script NTRO with warnings and disclaimers read to you dear audience by the native desktop system's Reading voice bot for Mac iOS Reading voice machine. Yin yang.
Okay, I highlighted way more of the text than I thought I had. That was like a mini version, and it started saying hello all over again. That was long and crazy, but I got what I hope. Hold on a second. Wait. Clip that! Let's see how that works out. What I want to get is a clip of the faux Shakespeare speech. We'll see if I can go in and adjust the trim to get it to be just right, so it's just the part where he's reading the speech. I hope I timed the video right. I don't know how well that audio mixed because I wasn't listening along to the monitor speakers. It gives me a headache. I cannot tell you, friends, how hard I fought off hiccups, sneezes, burps, and coughing during all of that. And I had to keep, I think I let a couple of coughs escape, and they'll end up on the audio, so I'll have to do it again. The only reason that I haven't figured out a way to pipe the audio directly through so that I can just mute my mic, I'm literally picking up the robot voice's reading of my notepad text, which I occasionally edit and update. It's gotten out of control, though. I just keep adding more than I take away. I try taking away stuff, and I end up adding more. But when I highlight a piece of text and I tell the text reader to start speaking, it comes out of my iMac desktop's really nice speakers, by the way. An underappreciated aspect of the iMac series, especially the ones from this year. I don't know. I'm sure the more new ones have even better speakers. But these sound amazing. Like, I've never had I watch movies on it all the time because, you know, almost all the movies and television I watch nowadays is streamed. The only thing I watch on the television with the cable box is the news. Like, when I'm like, okay, let's see what they're talking about. Not that I blindly believe the news, but I do think that obviously there are the facts, and then there's the spin, and then there's the straight up nonsense. But I digress. It's really funny. The only thing I watch anymore on that television is the news. And if I pretend that my iMac is a TV, these are the best television speakers I've ever watched movies and stuff on. Like, amazing. I don't know why I'm going off on a rant about that, but blah blah blah. There it is. Oh, so they're pumping out the voice of the reading, the accessibility reading thing, reading a note that I edit almost every time we do it, unless I'm doing the same thing again. And then which that takes a bunch of time just to like go in there and change like 7 things and or remove one of the bits that I think is a bit excessive or that I will save for later or whatever. And then I'll end up thinking of more stuff to add, or I'll find something that I want to change. That could take like an hour just tweaking that. I've thought about doing that live on stream so that at least I'm online and people can watch it. Speaking of which, hello, whoever's watching. Thank you for being here. Peace be with you. I am your humble, fictional, literary MacGuffin host, a simulated robot. No, that's not the right label. I am a living nanotechnology, biology. I still haven't quite crafted the right thing, and they both sound funny. A nanotechnobiological. That's the most accurate sounding. A nanotechnobiological sentient life form. From a book series you probably haven't started reading yet because I've only dabbled in writing it on and off for the last 1,000 years and haven't officially started writing it, like, put on my writer's hat and blocked out everything else and really written. I've been writing it as I juggle other things. So what we're going to be doing here on the show is trying to actually do that as part of the live stream. I'll be really honest with you. I'm a chicken shit. Language! I'm a chicken poop. That doesn't... It intimidates me. Let's put it that way. Trying to write is hard. Getting ideas that tumble out of my mouth that then immediately evaporate and that I would need to capture, that's challenging enough, but that's relatively easy because it just happens. And either I reach for my phone and record it on a recording app, or it's happening live on stream and I say the magic words, which is it's something that I've had access to, but that I haven't been committed to really doing the back end work on, which is boring and tedious. It's just like, what clip is what? Like, sometimes you get a sense based on the caption that it picks, but sometimes that's just a random couple of words from the middle of a sentence that I was saying. And I need to sort of shape and sculpt my rhythm on stream a little more so I can make better clips. I gotta try to avoid using that word so it doesn't think I'm saying. You'll know I'm actually trying to make a magic movie loop because I'll wag my finger around and look up into space. Anyways, hello and welcome. My hair looks a mess. It looks like I just got out of bed, which technically is not untrue. But we did 2 super long for me live streams last night, and that was uninterrupted awake time for me between the 2, and there was a big old gap because I did a bunch of stuff. And then I couldn't sleep. I had a hard time falling asleep last night. I'm a little worried that I'm going to be useless this weekend, and I have like visitors coming out for a hot minute, and I gotta clean the house. But here we are anyways, because I gotta grind to fix. That doesn't really make sense, because I gotta grind to itch. That doesn't really make sense either. I gotta grind to attend to is technically accurate. The Call of Duty grind. If I'm not in there grinding, it is grinding on without me. Here's one of the things, I've noticed something about myself when it comes to this little project. For those of you who don't know, in real life, aside from trying to overcome a systemic like an organic writer's block problem, and that writer's block problem people can easily dismiss and laugh at me, but I was born and trained, and those are 2 different things. I was gifted with natural talents, in my humble opinion, which I don't think doesn't make me better than anybody. There's just things that happen when the right conditions are met that otherwise don't happen, that other people are like, whoa, how'd you do that? I'm like, it just happens. Ideas and words and poetry and imagery come out of my mouth that I've only like known about in a vague, like I stuck in my head, but I can't open it. It's like a package that won't, like with a knot on it that won't unlock. But to explain this mysterious thing I'm referencing a little better, if I'm in a theater, literally like in a studio space, and I've tested this 1,000 times, and I've tested the opposite of this. Like, this is not me conjecturing and making up wistful things about myself. This is me speaking of an entire lifetime's obsession and like background mental research about how my system, my brain, my body, my creative whatever that is, everyone's experienced it at one point or another. We're all familiar with athletes being in the zone and just knowing what to do without a preconceived plan for doing it, right? The body starts taking actions faster than physics can account for our ability to think. And look into the ballerina paradox. I think that's one of the ways that it's referred to. If not, it should be. Pin on the corkboard. It's going to be in the Zeppoverse. I don't know why I'm talking about this. This is what happens to me. I say hello to an imaginary audience and a monologue happens. A monologue I did not write. This product, because that's what we're here for, right? That's what these platforms are. Hello, you're an audience member because you're watching me. And I'm a performer because you're watching me. And I'm commodifying myself in hopes of someday breaking through and making more than a meager bit of, earnings out of all of this hoopla so that I can then hire other people to build out this vision that I have in my head. I think that's how it's supposed to work, right? Anyways, the thing that I've tested, this theoretical experimental thing that I've been trying to put into words concise enough to make a perfect magic movie loop, and I've hitherto been unsuccessful because I tend to ramble and get distracted by crazy things. And I'm not trying to brag. I'm not, like, again, this is a bit of a burden because I want to write, and no one. Do you see anybody else? I live in isolation, something y'all may or may not realize. Like, nobody ever interrupts me. There's no animals to attend to. There's no cute puppy dogs sleeping in the background. There's no cats crawling on my shoulders when I'm trying to, clutch or whatever the right term is. I'm still not good with the lingo. Is there a Call of Duty slang vocabulary lexicon book? Put it on the corkboard. We need to look it up because I'm always bad at that. I'm always really slow to pick up. I see it, I get it, I get a functional understanding of what they mean so that when I see it again, I'll be like, I think I kind of know. I can contextualize around it and build on it. But it takes me forever to adopt new language. For crying out loud, I'm still trying to bring back groovy. Like a cool version of groovy, not any kind of weird, creepy, 70s, grungy, gross version of groovy. Not the Austin Powers version of groovy. No offense to Austin Powers fans. I get the funny. I also get why people don't like it. I'm right in the middle. I'm not a fence sitter, but I can see both sides of a yin-yang situation, right? And thus people see me as a fence sitter. I'm just somewhere else. I'm in the gap between the yin and the yang. I'm in that like boundary point, which is not the fence, I don't think, but that's a whole nother debate. The thing that I've tested is if I try to sit at a keyboard, whether it's this most recent totally unergonomic, totally not good for my hands keyboard, which is, I don't know why I haven't replaced it since getting this iMac. I guess because the best keyboards, the keyboard I want, are like kind of stupid expensive, and have only gotten more pricey. But that's not the point. When I sit at a keyboard, even if I could afford right now, let's say I had a little bit of money laying around and I can go get myself one of those badass antique Underwoods or some other brand, whatever, an actual clickety-clack, you push the thing, the carriage return is actually a thing you gotta make move, a typewriter. And not the 70s weird phone molded plastic kind. Those aren't cool. I've had those. I've worked on those. I want a heavy duty, you could chuck it through the window to escape a bad guy or smash that bad guy upside the head if he's, in the middle of a home invasion. Underwood. I like the Underwoods, but I'm sure there's other ones that are just as cool and I just don't know their names. And I have a deep, I don't want to use the F word. I have a deep appreciation for mechanical, authentic, working typewriters. I've never built up the nerve to like go and try and find one, even a cheap one. And they are just like everything else in this economy. They're just getting more expensive. But even if I had one with the perfect typeface font that I loved and the perfect like working condition. It had been refurbished with love by a true passionate tinkersmith that knew these machines really inside out, and had like an infinite amount of ribbon and correction tape and all the whole shebang. And I was ready to go. And even if it was the kind that had been upgraded to be a digital keyboard pass-through, so that like I could type on the paper with misspellings and all as like the rough draft, which is what I want. It's my dream. If some sugar mama, I'll even take a sugar daddy as long as it's platonic. If some investor out there wants to, because those are expensive. They make fake ones that are just keyboards. They make mini computing ones that are like a computer in and of itself. I'm not sure which kind I want. I want, and if no one's made this, if I had the money, if I am my own industrial mogul money, I'd be like, I would set out a call to be like, who's gonna build this? Y'all make some bids, compete. I'll fund the top 3. Let's make a new niche product with 3 competitors. Let's go. We'll make friendly competition return. We'll make friendly competition great again. Can I use that? Can I say that? Because right now, competition is like non-existent. Everything is consolidating beyond belief. But that's a whole discussion for the podcast. We're here to talk about other things. And I'm currently on a rant about my creative process. I keep sidetracking from a very simple 3-part statement I'm trying to make. I am a born collaborator. I am a trained collaborator. I am a conditioned and a gifted collaborator. I am not a sit in myself in my ivory tower alone in isolation prolific artist. Proof is I've literally been in near isolation since before the pandemic and the lockdowns, and I have not produced the magnus opus that I coulda, woulda, might have, should have been if I'd had like the vision that failed to happen from like 15 years earlier, which is a big old house with the right trustworthy, reliable, collaborative housemates that were like, this is like Big Brother, but it's about making theater and film and books and movies and any kind of fun creative output. You want to paint on the side? Paint on the side. That's your free time art. You want to make a little side hustle while we're here? But we're going to coordinate it all and collaborate it all and organize it all in this magic collaboration system that I've been tinkering partially in the back of my mind, but partially through actual physical experiments. I once took the challenge of write a play from zero, blank page, blank slate, no idea, no concept, to finished product. Took forever. There was a lot of false starts. There was a lot of mistakes and a lot of problems and a lot of things I shoulda, coulda, woulda done better. And for all the horrible things that were on me, I apologize. Not horrible, but all the dumb things that people were annoyed by. And the times that I sort of like hurt people's feelings and whatnot. Theater is nothing but drama. And I was young and naive and ambitious. And now I'm old and naive and ambitious, but less naive and more tired and more aware of my flaws. But I digress. One of my problems creatively is that I could sit at a typewriter for 1,000 years, and unlike the thing about the monkeys in Shakespeare, I've published like 7 pages to the sample chapter. This is depressing to me, but I'm bearing it out there, okay? For better or worse, I'm someone that's meant to be surrounded by a collaborative group of people, with like a central group of 3, me and 2 other people creating a pyramid, and then a group of us of undetermined but more than 4 people, like figuratively speaking, sitting in a circle. Like if we had a conference room table situation, they would be one of those donut tables, or 2 half arc tables with an open space in the middle, so that the trifecta would sit in the middle and could turn inwards to like connect to each other energetically, visually, psychologically, emotionally, spiritually, intellectually, creatively, and then turn outwards once that connection is built, established, and the vortex is flowing. And what am I talking about? I have to do a whole podcast episode about this and try to do it really well thought out and structurally, as if I was leading like the first meeting where I explain to the staff and actors and designers that I've just hired to do a project what we're about to do, right? But I can't do that unless and until I somehow mysteriously get funded. Not mysteriously, serendipitously and graciously and miraculously in a fun and awesome, positive, groovy way. But yeah, so my resolution to that, if I may ramble on, this will not make one simple to parse magic movie loop for the magic movie artificial intelligence device that I'm utilizing. Ugh, that's a bummer. I have to experiment how much I can extend clips once they've been made. Is it only a few seconds or a minute and a half or whatever in each direction? Or do I have access to the whole video so I can I can expand a thing to the full length of a passage I was rambling about, despite awkward segues? So I couldn't, let's say someone hired me to write a movie. I'd say I'd love to, but we would need a budget to hire at least one other collaborator because I need that. Right? I understand your vision. I have my own simultaneous, complementary, and collaboratively empowering vision. If someone handed me an idea and said, I need you to write this, I'm like, are you going to work on it with me as the person funding this? If the answer is no, I'm like, I need to hire one other person, minimum. Ideally, two as the trifecta in the center. So me, 1, 2, 3, and then we can go with as little as 3 others for the outer circle. Why? It's not anything hokey. It's not anything weird. It's a theater thing. And I guess in the deep emotional spiritual cockles of my heart, and that's not a gross word. That's a romantic word from way back in the day. I believe that there is an affiliation with a mystical, spiritual, and often still included in various religious traditions concept that whenever 3 or more people, sometimes it said 2 or more people, I think 2 or more is accurate, 3 or more is ideal. Whenever, let's just say, a handful of people gather together, like the spirit will flow. And anyone who's understood the space, the headspace, the energy event, the whatever, the phenomena that athletes call the zone, that performers call being very present or getting lost in the movement or getting lost. Dancers also have this thing about getting in the zone. The ballerina paradox. Ballerinas, the ballet dancers especially, because they are performing at such extremes. This is also true of like physical athletes, like track and field athletes. Anybody that's like doing intense and dangerous gymnastic physical activities that require precision and flexibility and high speed mobility. They've done scientific studies, and I think this was particularly with like ballerinas, but it applies to all these physical things. And I would argue, if that's the way the brain and body works, it arguably applies to everything about the brain and body. But the brain has its speed limit in terms of how fast it can cognate, take in sensory input, create the fractal holographic illusion that it is that we're watching. We aren't watching the world, friends. This is a real science fact. Look it up for yourself. Do the real research. Go beyond the talking points from your preferred sources. To the best of my understanding, according to the science, unless, of course, it's a total hoax, which I guess theoretically could be possible, I believe this is true because I've had phenomena that makes this make sense. But there is consciousness, there is the brain, and then there is the brain-body relationship. And the body seems to have its own center of something like consciousness. And in fact, the body, if you consider it a system separate from the brain, has as much neural networking spread out throughout it, just not in a big lump. Maybe not as much, maybe half as much, some amount that is like, whoa, that's way more neural networking in the body that's not exactly the brain anymore than I expected. And you can look this up. There was a whole fad of like saying, and thus science has shown us why we've got this idea of gut feelings and gut vibes and gut intuition. It's because the gut area, the abdomen, and the systems and the organs within have their own neural network, and thus must be processing data. Here's my point. This study with the ballerinas that from which I'm coining, if it doesn't exist already, the ballerina paradox, they found, right? They were already aware of like what is considered the neurological network's speed limit, how fast neurons can fire and transmit signals to other neurons and get to their destination. And this is just from the brain issuing a command to the muscles to the body, like move your arm, now lower it, or go like this. And to the muscles receiving that impulse so that they'll do it, right? That's measured. And then there's the time it takes for the brain to, as far as two different measurements that we can measure, two different functions of the body. We can function or approximate, we can understand that the body, they've done studies about how in high speed, high danger situations, the human brain somehow manages to slow down time, or at least our perception of it, literally. And I forget how they proved that, but there's been a study that proved that involving human subjects on roller coasters, and like really extreme ones, like or bungee cord jumping or something. My point being, the ballerina paradox, to get to the point, is that during the most agile and dangerous, like giant leaps where they make the most rotations, for example. And this must be implicitly true also of like ice skaters, although I don't know if they studied ice skaters' brains body function in the same way or not, but they should, because they do even more high-speed maneuvers than dancers do of similar nature. But they found that the body was making physical adjustments in order to stay in balance, in rotation, in rotational balance, or in geosynchronous, whatever. Not geosynchronous, that would make sense. But in let's say an ice skater or a ballerina taking a leap, making one of those like high jumps into the air where they spin and they do a 360, but they do it like 3 times, or whatever. You're not just. Some might imagine that that's like you just start spinning and then you fall and then you'd land. No, you're literally influencing your angular momentum based on movements you take, right? The way. When does someone who is not an ice skater or an athlete experience this? If you've ever been spun around by someone else and then let go of one hand, you know what I mean. Like, or if you've ever been in one of those cyclotrons, those big rooms that are on a big spinny gyrating thing, and there's no seatbelts, and you're up against a cushy wall, and that spins fast enough so that you'll like slide up the wall a bit. And the really crazy ones are on a freaking cranky arm, and it'll like lift up the whole spinning rotation. So it doesn't go full vertical, but you're up on an angle really steep, and you can feel the difference of gravitational impact. Like, even though you're spinning fast enough for the centrifugal force to press you against the wall, you can also feel the apex of the apogee and be like, ah! And then like there is a moment of tension. You can feel that in roller coasters too. You can physically feel. It's like when you come over, when you're going downhill really fast off of the starting thing, and you finally hit the lower curve, the bottom of the curve, and you're like, and like G-force, right? Acceleration. That's a sensation of the same principle when you are being carried by something and you're moving at extreme speeds. But the same phenomena, the same physics is at work when a athlete of whatever variety is spinning or rotating or tumbling through the air and whatever. Like a diver. If you move your body out of alignment because of a stray, like you didn't keep it controlled, you didn't keep it where it was supposed to be, your body will not maintain the preferred rotational momentum and the direction, and you won't stick the landing, right? Did we start talking about that for? Something having to do with my writing process. Spinning, rotation, vortex. Oh, the zone. The point of the ballerina paradox is they can't explain how athletes do that. How athletes make micromusculature adjustments so that they maintain, especially top tier athletes that have perfect form. Ski jumpers, snowboarders, ballerinas, ice skaters, arguably you could say any athlete, football players, soccer players, when they adjust for the minutia and the microscopic variables of g-force, of rotation, of their momentum. Like, for example, you're like, soccer player, how does that play soccer? You're running in a straight line and you got to pivot, right? If you do that wrong, you can injure yourself. You can tumble instead of successfully change the direction of the ball and keep with it and dodge whoever was, coming at you and whatnot. And it's a mystery, right? There is a gap there where the body can do stuff that the mind, according to the best of our understanding of science so far, can't process fast enough to be able to be the thing that's doing it in our bodies. In art, to come full circle and make it all make sense, in arts, in any of the arts, and this is something that like people who piss in the faces of artists don't appreciate and don't understand. In art, there is the same kind of mechanisms, but instead of being about gymnastic tumbling through the air or athletic prowess, it's about the creative process that unlocks the flow. And every artist has their unique thing. Many artists are greatly empowered by isolation. The classic archetype, Eureka. What's his name? Not Archimedes, although he must. Any of the great philosophers that were also artists, that were also, creative people and engineers. What's his name? Aristotle. Was it Aristotle? Who's the guy that designed the paper helicopter, the cardboard wooden helicopter, and dissected human beings and rendered biologically, anatomically correct, perfect drawings of it for the first time to map the body's systems in a way that no one had really done before. But also do it in a way that it was artful, but also biologically, anatomically correct. Whatever his name was. I'm not one of those. I'm one of those people, not because I'm a narcissist, not because I'm driven by ego, although plenty of people misinterpret it as such, but because I have a vision that includes integrating, assimilating, empowering, uplifting, collaborating with other creatives' ideas in a way that enhances my own creative output and enhances their creative output. I've tested that with the process I'm thinking about, I can empower other artists to be more creative because it facilitates a function of the mind, body, brain, creative spirit mechanisms that they might have not have been aware of or didn't have someone with which to practice the accessing of that flow. Okay? And it's one of those things that some people have it, don't need other people. Some people need other people in order to activate whatever that is. And I'm one of those people that categorically has the hardest time without creating some sort of surrogate or substitute for the people. And that process is flawed because there's no one taking in what I've said, thinking about what I've said, and asking me questions, at least not in real time. And there's no one feeding me ideas that are sympathetic or counterpointing to, acting as a foil to anything that we're working on, so that would evoke, trigger, prompt my brain to think of new things that I would not have been able to think otherwise, right? And on many occasions, it's been proven powerful. And I'm not the only person that does this. I'm just someone that, for all the reasons that I couldn't even begin to account for, I find myself at the end of, at this chapter of my journey, not surrounded by a household full of people, some of which who live here, some of which who are locals who come through to do the work. In large part, I presume, because I never did something or never found someone that could fund it, right? If I had money, or if I was affiliated with an art institution that had money that could hire me and then empower me to hire others, as I am the director of some experimental multimedia lab or whatever, how some people do. I didn't do the right things. I stumbled through life having not refined my intuition and allowing an unrefined, unnuanced, unsophisticated intuition lead me in okay directions in the moment, but not ones that were, particularly clever about my long-term trajectory. And so I'm not the director of development at a well-funded theater. I'm not chief executive visionary leader officer at some multimedia company or whatever the F that would satisfy the calling. But maybe because that's also part of the calling. One of the things I've always struggled with is that I have always confronted like a lack of buy-in, either for all kinds of reasons, a lack of comprehension of what I'm trying to say or sell, which is as much as on me as on anybody else, a lack of enthusiasm or a lack of caring, a lack of buying into it, not for a lack of understanding, but for a lack of giving a shit, and or a jealousy, and or just a straight up not the right temperament, not the right thing, whatever. In terms of finding a theater space or a creative space, and I'm not complaining. I'm just stating the fact. I'm here. I have, for better or worse, oodles of time and the support system robust enough only for me to do this with complete freedom and control for now, without worrying about my life turning into a sob story of a complete and total derailment just yet. Not to get dark, but in other words, the position, the context and position I find myself in is not like lifelong sustainable. I need to either stop doing this or find that audience. All of this is like a marketplace that has emerged in the last 15 years that promises self-commodification opportunity so that people can do something they love, that they're passionate about, and share it with the world and build an audience that will be a caring, supportive community on a one-to-one relationship, as opposed to the traditional institutions, right? And that's supposed to be an awesome way to disrupt and empower individuals in this economy, not keep them marginalized and on the fringes. And I guess I only land on that theme because of that interaction the other day with this guy that just admitted that he was bored and he was on Twitch to troll live streamers and tell them to, quote, get a job. And I'm like, you realize what the point of this platform is? Anyways, I digress. This is me trying to create a system for myself that allows me to be my own collaborator until there's like an alpha viewership or alpha audience, alpha readers, alpha watchers, that want to alpha test and or beta test. Beta is the more familiar, generally speaking, for most people. I need like my beta testers, people to read my sample chapters on the Wattpad series and question it, like tear it apart. Tell me what isn't working. Tell me what is working. Tell me what you need to know next. Like what about that scene leaves you wondering about the rest of the story? What doesn't? Well, like, that kind of thing. And as for the podcast goes, that's more like a talk show, radio style, like public discourse. Let's engage with each other as like entertainer and everyone in all the randos in the audience. And yeah, I just need audience members to go and be part of the conversation. Listen to the podcast episodes and, drop those comments like you do in any social media platform. Blah, blah, blah. Thank you for enduring that. Why did I go off on such a rant? I need a hot minute. I need one. That was our pre-game chat lounge session, and I didn't have the graphic ready. Darn it, I thought I did. Why didn't I? It's because I skipped the opening. I was going to do the slideshow. Blah, 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 blah. There we go. Thank you for enduring the randomness of my pregame chat lounge session. As the robot voice kindly pointed out earlier, when we actually do get to the gaming action, I can't believe we've already been online for an hour. That felt like 10 minutes. That felt like, oh, you've been talking about something for like, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes. It's been an hour. I'm sorry. Anybody dropping in is like, he's not playing Call of Duty. He's just sitting around talking about stuff and about his problem, his first world problems. And yes, I get it. I'm fully aware. For those who are like, but what about all the suffering in the world? Hey, trust me, I like to pull that question maneuver, which is a bit about, it is whataboutism. But that's the one whataboutism that I tolerate, because I've got an answer. I cannot afford to do anything significant to help them. I already suffer the pain of empathizing and sympathizing with them and for them. Did I match the with and the for correctly with the empathy and the sympathy? I can't tell. But I do what I can in terms of integrating a statement, a voice, speaking out to the world about some of the situations as that stand representative for all the situations in my podcast. And as we will see in the future, in the book series, as we finally fire up and gain momentum, the collaborative, well, the rough draft, and then hopefully audience participatory collaborative development of those rough drafts into better and better and closer to final drafts of these crazy, wacky doodle book series. What does that have to do with Call of Duty? Some people may ask themselves. The book series is a book series of many different books. It's sort of multiversal. It's my own take on the multiverse, which I started working on long before the word got super hyper trendy and normalized and now cliche, and now everything's a multiverse. Like, I literally just saw, like, who made this? It doesn't look like a very good movie, but it's like a masked superhero movie about a guy traversing his own personal multiverse of multiverses. And I'm like, but I've been thinking this way and developing these ideas since like 1984, literally. Not since I read the book 1984, which, by the way, how many of you who like to talk about 1984 can say you read the book before 1984? I'm fairly certain I first read it in 1982. I could be wrong. That might be way too young for me, even for me, because I am kind of old. And I don't do math in my head, so I don't remember how old I was in 1982. I just know, no, that was way too young. I think I knew about the book 1984 in 1982, and I thought, neat, I should read that before the 1984 happened, which is maybe why I had the false inclination to say to ask that question. But I read it in the 80s, or at least I had hands on it. I remember holding it going, wow, 1984, how interesting. How interesting that this is a book about this year that I've just lived through, or I am living through, or I will live through, whichever was the case, when I first reflected on the idea of someone writing a book many years prior about the year 1984 and it being this dark thing. Also, I think I saw the movie first. Maybe. Brilliant movie, by the way. If you love the book or are just familiar with the book because of all the memes referencing the book, but you've never read the book, because maybe you got no time to read no book no more, watch the movie. It's one of those rare gems that truly honors the book. There's a lot missing, sure. I don't know that there's a lot of stuff that isn't in it. There's stuff in it that's a little bit more than what's in the book, but is still true to what's in the book. And it's what's his name? What's his other's name's dad, who's just a brilliant actor. And I can't remember the girls, the femme fatale in it. She's also solid in the role. And the two of them are just lovely to engage with as an audience. Go check that out. The original 1984 film. So good. And hopefully that will inspire anyone who's not read the book yet, but is aware of it and likes to reference it or likes the memes about it or whatever, to go get themselves a copy and read it. Honest, real, genuine endorsement. It's on my bookshelf somewhere. Maybe not in this bookshelf. Maybe in a box still that I own unpacked, because I still got some books in boxes somewhere. But it is a book I own and that I cherish. that I would try to carry it into some sort of desperate living from nature post-apocalypse, because we would need books a lot back then, right then. I know other people would have those like how to survive the end of the world books. I'm going to have the like how to think about how to rebuild society books. I'm that guy. Okay, enough of the pregame chat lounge session. Thank you for enduring that. We are now going to take a brief break so I can reset my brain. And I never finished explaining the one bit. Another one bit. The reason I let myself ramble at the beginning of the show to the point of going on for an hour is because I already forgot what I said. It had to come out of me. Sometimes it's nothing, it's banal, it's just me talking about stuff and complaining about the world and or griping about politics and or calling out the nonsense that I see. And some of that might be shareable, some of that might just be absent-minded and better placed in a podcast episode than in the pregame chat show lounge session. But oftentimes it is part of the Zeppoverse world building project. So I'm not going to apologize for that ever. The times that I'm like, not vibing the game, and whether it's Call of Duty or an RPG or whatever, and I like go off on a tangent and then spend an hour rambling about stuff, even if it's boring to some people, something there is going to remind me that I wanted to write something down that I can't do right now because no one wants to stare at me like this while I write it. No one wants to stare at me like this while I type it. You know, like... So, and also, I'm like an orator. Like when the muses are upon me, lavishing me with their gifts, my ego mind rolls up to the back of my skull, like this. You like your eyes rolling back to the skull, except it's my little like anal retentive ego mind that's a little bit of a jerk. It's, you know, everyone has it, the part of them that makes them not perfect. And it kind of rolls up like my eyes rolling up at the back of my head. And then the part of me that is pure creative flow starts using my mouth. Sometimes, not always. Sometimes that connection is spotty. And so I'll start to go there and it won't land. But sometimes, like, it's better, I think, because of the camera. The camera does something to my eyeballs that throw it off. But when I'm staring at my iPad, although weirdly, ironically, there's a camera there, but it's not recording me. And it's also tiny, so I don't have to look at it like a big, giant lens that I can see right there. This is all going in as backstory to either one or various characters in the book series, by the way. My brain will get to a place where I will speak, and speak enthusiastically, and speak loquaciously, and speak sometimes with eloquence and really, really interesting flow with minimal hiccups and minimal derailment. And then the moment I get to a landing spot of like, okay, I think my brain, like whatever that was, it said its piece. No idea what I just said. So the world building project is a project of me utilizing, since I've got no one to work with to have a conversation where, and for other people to jot it down and, you know, to then feed it back to me later so it can happen again with a better, you know, refined, updrafted version of this same stuff or new stuff. And then to switch roles, because this happens to me, therefore I know how to help others get there, even though it's really hard for me to explain, thus the weird rambling. But in a studio with a willing participant that understands that what we're doing is tapping into intuitive systems of the body that science is yet to comprehend or even identify, let alone explain, but that are there and they're verifiable, and that, you know, mileage may vary for different people. Some people take the tiniest bit, and, you know, maybe that's why we've got labels for things that are just the creativity of the mind's eye being empowered or being powerful. Imagination is a strange thing, folks, and I do not abide by those who belittle it and diminish it and laugh at it and dismiss it and say it's meaningless or fruitless or impotent or childish or unimportant. We would not have achieved any of the things we have achieved as a species if it were not for the power of our imagination. Because We cannot manifest into the real world until we've thoroughly imagined it first, conceived of it conceptually, engineered it in our minds. Whether that engineering happens from a visual mathematics place, or from a visual shape place, or from a narrative place, or from a I don't know what it is because it just comes out of my mouth, or I don't know what it is because it just comes out of my pencil or my paintbrush. Painters will know. Painters will like black out and be like, whoa, that's what it looks like now. Writers have said that once they get really good with the flow, they see the characters doing what they're doing, saying what they're saying, as if they were watching a finished movie. That's my problem, and that's why I can't type. I never learned a way to connect those two functions. When my brain goes to that place of like, here, the idea is like, woo, in vivid, lucid dreaming, fractal holographic. It replaces what your eyeballs are telling you. In what I call the true theater of the imagination. My hands go, oh, okay. My mouth is able to be like, this is what I see, and I can pretend to be in it and talk as if I were a character in it, but I can't talk about it as a thing, I've got to be in it. I've got to just narrate like a narrator. But my hands are like, if you want to use me, the other thing's got to go away, bye. And I cannot bridge that gap. I cannot fix it. If the Olympic sport were channeling that vision and typing, I'd be a failure. I'd only be able to coach the channeling the vision part to people because I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know what I need to do or train to get it there, other than try to keep doing it, and it never works. Like I try to keep doing it. I have stared at a computer screen and at this effing keyboard for years, going on decades. And if not this keyboard, not this screen, other screens and other keyboards. My whole life, my whole creative life has been me going, I can't type if I'm in visionary flow mode. I can dictate, I can narrate, I can pontificate, I can elucidate, I can orate. I can get into a place of speaking without my mind getting in the way. But for whatever reason, I cannot seem to type it. Or I can't even less write it down with pen and pencil, pen and paper. It would be, not only would it be illegible, because this borders on what, now that we've talked about writing by hand, this borders on what people call automatic writing or automatic drawing. And many people are suspicious and say it's a made-up thing. I think that's entirely, because this is exactly what I mean by there's systems and mechanisms of the human body and the mind-body relationship that science just has not yet even considered, let alone stumbled into, right? In the way that they've approached understanding the human mind-body relationship. Not to say that I know things more than science, whatever. I respect the scientific principles, and I respect those scientists that avoid being corrupted. But I also understand and acknowledge that the institutions have grown to a commercialized, corporate place where now it's getting crazy. But that's a whole pin on the corporate. We'll make a podcast episode about that. I have noticed that for, lacking a team, my best crutch replacement, my best, what's the word I'm looking for? My best alternative, that's not the word I'm looking for. My best replacement, I can't remember the word, is to either record myself rambling with an audio recording so that I can let my eyes literally roll up to the back of my head, or just, lose focus and stare into middle space, into that place where you go when you're daydreaming. Some people can't daydream, and that's a bloody shame for them, and I feel really bad, and I'm not judging them. It's just the way it is. Some people can't ideate. They can only directly communicate their thoughts in words. Some people can only ideate and can't explain to you what they see, and to them it feels like it's crazy, or they just don't tell anybody. My ideation, my theater of the imagination can only utilize the persona e mask in the ancient Greek, in the sense of the ancient Greek, right? Like the ancient Greek mask theater actors wore sculpted masks with built-in megaphones. That's why they look really weird. I'm not talking about like the crow-nosed, like the plague doctor. I'm talking about Greek dramitas personae. Do a little research, pin on the corkboard. That is a central theme in my book series. The dramitas personae as a metaphor for things. And for things like this that we're talking about. Like, who are we? What is this body, mouth, brain, spirit relationship? What am I watching? What am I experiencing? Where do these words come from when I don't know what I'm saying? Like, I did not plan on saying this, but it's coming out anyways. And part of me is just sitting back going, let it run. Let's check out what comes out of this. Like that guy, I always forget his name, but there's a content creator out there that's an acknowledged Mormon, but he studied the history of Christianity because Mormonism is technically a form of Christianity. And he's a student, he's a scholar of the Bible in an academic sense, not a religious, ideological, dogmatic sense. There's two different kinds of religious scholarship. The kind that are there to prove the dogma and the kind that are there to understand what the actual archaeological and literary record provide us to understand. Pin on the corkboard, that's also a central theme to my content creation, but it's deeply, deeply sublimated, except for when I get up and say, Jesus wouldn't do that, bro. Jesus wouldn't do that shit. But I digress. We're trying to wrap up the pregame chat lounge session. Thank you for being here. That's why I do this, because right now, any potential audience that'd be like, oh, that was interesting, but I also see that you lost your train of thought. Were you going in this direction? Shares whatever thought they've had. That would be brilliant. That would be a kind of audience creator collaborative thing that would be a great substitute, a great surrogate for now, that would empower me to build out a little more that which will attract them. Because one of the great ironies about my creative journey is that from a long time ago, from when I first said I want to do stuff with other people, everyone, especially those I've sought out the advice from, has said, build it and they will come. And I was like, but I need them to build it with. And they're like, you got to build it first or else they won't come. And it's the Catch-22, another great book that was turned into an even, I would argue, one of the rare gems where the movie is as good, if not better, than the book. And I'm still biding my time to find a moment where I can pay for a month's worth of, is it Hulu or is it Prime? I forget, one of the two that I don't have access to that costs more than I can juggle right now. Because honestly, whatever you think, imagine about me, I'm operating on a really, really humble budget, despite whatever you might imagine. But someone, I think it is Hulu, someone made a TV series, I don't know how many seasons, maybe just one, maybe two, maybe it's meant for 3, I don't know. But I'm dying to watch that because Catch-22 is one of my favoriteest movies of all time. It's got one of the weirdliest, boring, yet it turns fascinating because it's confusing AF and you don't know what's going on openings of a movie of all time, especially if you know nothing about the movie. And in fact, one of the things I love about that movie is I kind of forget about it. I always forget about it because I remember like some more of the weirder stuff from later on. And then when I popped it on, after not watching it for a really long time, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? What the F is it I'm looking at? And what is that noise? And it's just such a great, like, oh, right. It's such a weird, intense, one take, super long shot that opens the movie until you finally get a cut scene transition. And it is epic long and epically, like, meticulously complicated. And all of it is real, in camera, no computer effects. This was made in like before 1980, like it's a decade. Like I forget when it came out. Go watch it. Genuine endorsement. The books are great. The book is great. The movie is great. Both for both of those. 1984, Catch-22. So now we are living in that, we are living some version of that which was being warned about in 84. And my life is a creative, not military, creative Catch-22. I need to build it an example, a proof of concept of what I'm trying to create for them, the potential collaborators that will be inspired and want to come on board. You know what has failed for decades now is seeking out and trying to recruit artists whose creativity and presentation and skills and personality I admire as an observer, as an audience member. If I go to people, I'm like, oh, look at that. People I've met whose live stage work or whatever I've seen, or in the age of the internet, people whose like content that nobody wants to hear my pitch. Nobody. And I don't blame them. I get it. I get it. And even the people who have heard me out just kind of smile and nod or proverbially text that vibe of smiling and nodding and wishing me the best of luck and saying, good for you, buddy. I don't get it. Bye. So I understand why it is true that I need to build it so that they will appear. I don't like come. I need to build it, something. And that's what this is. That's what my live stream is. I'm attempting to, as a workflow rehearsal, reiterative process of making my daily routine, getting up and making sure that no matter how I feel, I force myself to get on stream, ramble a little bit so that some kind of interesting idea pops out so we can nab it, make a magic movie loop about it, then rediscover it in the massive pile of sometimes meaningless movie loops that get made by the AI, and then re-explore it, re-examine it, and then be able to switch hats. Some people may not understand why I'm saying I need to do this. Lacking the team, I need to be able to get into the flow state, which I seem to if I'm rambling in general, and if I'm rambling with someone interesting that's live and in chat, and or if something that's happening in the game is absorbing or interesting and triggers an affiliation or a synergy or something with an idea, or is just straight up a similar idea, then the flow state of the analytical flow state will sometimes come in, and I'll talk about ideas not from a here are the words that must be written, but from a oh, here are the images that must be described in words kind of place, and I can let it go. I can just logorrhea it. And then, and this is the hard part for me, and this is the part that people don't get, why it's hard. I need to be able to make the time, create the workflow on the back end to switch hats, mentally switch gears to become the collaborator, which I'm capable of doing. Which is why I know my need and or request and or desire to recruit and or attain collaborators is not ego driven. I can empower other people, no matter what their craft is, no matter what their skill level is, because I've spent my life honing my skills in both directions. When I realized that I was capable of this, I thought others must be too, to some degree or another, right? It seems to be a creative reflex. So if I figure out how to activate it in me, I can figure out how to activate it in others, let them figure out how to do it for themselves or whatever. So it isn't I'm going to just give you work to do and then take your ideas. It's a synergy that ebbs and flows and cycles. It's a yin and yang of creativity. And because I have not been able to identify, find, and solicit and recruit people who would intuitively be attracted to that from a creative standpoint, I am a creator and I need creativity in my life. I need something like that. I just needed someone to spell it out. That hasn't happened yet. And I have spoken to hundreds, if literally not thousands of people about some way of describing this to try to get folks on board. And I've even proven, I've proven it, right? I've collaborated with musicians. I've collaborated with actors. I've collaborated with the costume designers and scenic designers and painters. I've collaborated with carpenters. I've collaborated with lighting engineers. I've collaborated with like any kind of person that would be involved in live theater and or movie making. I've collaborated with them to some degree or another to prove that I can give Present to me a problem to solve that is about telling a story and about being creative, and I will come up with ideas that I wouldn't have been able to come up with on my own, which is weird. So I need to like create that for me by saying the things that need to come out of my mouth, which I will forget, and then revisiting them, even though that's tedious, and forcing myself to revisit them so I can play that role for me, capturing the idea, reinterpreting it, like re-engineering it, fixing it up, updrafting it, as I call it. And that is a deeper dive into the thing that I just posted a little tiny video that did a really bad job of explaining what I'm doing with these magic movie loops. Hopefully some of that will make sense when we're done and the clips come out of this video. Good luck with that, my dear artificial intelligence friend who monitors, who processes, that's the right word, processes my videos when I ask them to. I need to take a break because I need to shift gears. I am now in sort of like flow mode without anything to flow about, and we need to get into the game. But I do want you to posit this. Imagine a world in which the Call of Duty franchise, after being lost to humanity because of a great society tumbling event, I've not quite engineered the right label for it, but you know, another set of great world wars, another W3 that essentially buried most of previous technology except for the stuff being used in the fight. And then when society rebuilt, they sort of just didn't rediscover, didn't rebuild, didn't reacclimate to certain things like video games as a entertainment art form. Until many years into this new epoch, many decades, maybe even a century or so into this new epoch, now they've reestablished high-end computing, and now they live in a fully there's different words, you know, like immersive VR, and how that is aiming towards having like seamless VR overlay integration, so that like everything you look at has information, like something out of like when the Terminator scanning, but more high tech than that, like something out of Mission Impossible, but that's not the right movie reference. But you know what I mean? Something where like the AI, the VR, the augmented reality, that's the word I'm looking for, is it so seamlessly integrated that it's like something out of Blade Runner, but even more immersive and more integrated into the physical reality that you're out in the world walking around. Except you're not doing it, your robot body avatar is doing it. Sort of like that one movie with Bill, what's his name? No. Error code, actor's name not found. Actor's name not found. Bruce Willis! I had to stare into his eyes in my head. I had to find an image of his face and then look at him. And then go, you look too old there, get the young one. Bruce Willis! This is a Bruce Willis movie in which there's a technology where you can sit at home and plug into, I don't remember if there was like a pod or a table or just a jack in your spine or what it was, but you plug into a replica of you, like a cyborg, like a Terminator metal skeleton articulated, but it's you operating it. And I was fascinated with that idea long before that movie. No offense to that movie. They did what they did with it. I don't even remember what happens. I'm going to try to avoid being accused of what's the word? I can't remember the word. When you plagiarism. But all of those ingredients combined that I just said, and that we've been talking about throughout, over the many episodes, many streams, many days, the course of this project, of many projects, they're going to slowly get integrated, and we're going to build a world of many worlds, which is chaotic and crazy. Because my brain doesn't have them neatly organized. My brain has like a minefield of field mines. The theater of my imagination is a minefield of field mines of unpreviewable, I cannot preview, like clusters of image. And then when I do successfully unlock and open them, they will display once hyper vividly as if I was lucid dreaming. And then they will be vague, difficult to remember the details about, like nearly forgotten memories. And I hate that. So when they open in my brain, I want to be near one of my many recording devices and or live on stream in the middle of Call of Duty or in the middle of Red Dead Redemption or in the middle of insert any of the too many games and not enough time to play them all in games that are on my roster. And I invite you all to come along and participate, because if I spew out an interesting idea and it activates your imagination and you're down and comfortable and willing as an audience member that is going to be incorporated into the work for your contribution, so you'll get credit. You'll get credit because you'll become a voice in the stories, either as a reader of the books, because it's that meta. It's like if my book is almost as if your top 3 favorite fourth wall breaking movie characters decided to write a book series so that book series could then be turned into a movie. But you're watching the live stream of them doing it. And you can be an audience member, which is then later turned into a fictional character. You don't have to physically act the part or anything like that. I just mean your words and your ideas will become integrated and memorialized to the best of my ability, because that's the way my brain works, and I need that. Now, I understand people would be like, but that's crazy. I'm not going to give you my ideas. Fuck off. Sure. Don't do it. It's not for you. Keep scrolling. Go troll someone else. But if you're one of those people that all of this stuff that I very poorly explained just now appeals to, let me know in the chat. Let me know in the DMs. I don't want to buy a product. I want to recruit willing collaborators. Please and thank you. And on that note, I'm going to take a brief slideshow musical break so I can reset my brain. And then we will finally get into some Call of Duty Black Ops 6. And maybe finally I'll do the variety thing. I've been talking about the Battle Royale roulette thing, and I haven't been doing it. But I've now reached we're so far ahead in the season in terms of the battle pass percentage completion and the current event. We're so mostly done with it, and there's still more than 10 days that I feel comfortable stepping away from Call of Duty Black Ops 6 and doesn't feel like I'm missing out on the grind, which is to come full circle and talk about the thing about how the grind grinds on without you unless you're on the grind, which is why I'm talking about playing other games a lot and then playing Call of Duty. It's because I don't want to miss out on. I have this deep-seated FOMO based on the 20 years of not playing all the other Call of Duty games, which I can now make up for because I can still play them and unlock all the things in them. That's just time away from the current live battle pass, which gives me the FOMO. I'll be right back, friends. Thank you for joining me. Eclipse, make a 5-minute clip of all that. Let's see how that works out. Be back in a bit. I don't have special event grind. We're going to leave you with that image. And where's my cool pause screen that has stuff? DJ Zed, take it away for the lovely audience. We'll be RB in just a bit. welcome back, friends. Thank you for indulging me in letting me have that break. Welcome back. One last quick thing before we dive into the Call of Duty thing, because if I don't do it now, I will forget, and we might do a big old long session, and it'll get into tomorrow, which is fine by me. I'm here to be up late, despite all the things I got to do beyond the content stuff. I'll get it done. But if I don't do this now, I'll forget, and then I'll miss a day's worth of processing 3 videos over on Eclipse, which a real unsponsored endorsement. They are not paying me. I am paying them right now for at least 1 month's worth of clip making on the pro level to see if it's worth keeping. And so far, I'm liking. I did that before once for a couple months last year, and I liked it. But also, I was not prepared for how much more work there was to do on the back end. Like once it's done, this is something they don't tell you. It is a time saver because I don't have to physically watch a video over again or try to make the clip in real time, right? I don't have to try to either physically hit a keyboard or go to my own live stream and click on the little make the magic movie button icon that looks like a movie clapper, either live or after the fact, which no matter how you do it, either way is stressful and time consuming. So now you've got pre-selected things. You still got to tweak them. The opening might have cut off a sentence. The end might have cut off a sentence. You got to tweak that. And then you got to ask it to process it to add all the effects and the emotes and whatever it is that it adds, all the little memes. If you're doing one of those, you still got to ask it to process it if you're going to add captions. And then once you're done processing it and you've got like on the platform still the final product, you have to download it and then upload it to TikTok and do everything you got to do on TikTok to get it ready to go. And then you got to do it on all the other platforms. So it's something that I failed to integrate. And then I was like, maybe there's a better platform. And I said, okay, we're going to take a break from that. We're back because I've done some comparison shopping. And ultimately, despite it being more expensive than I would rather it be per month, although it is a reasonable price, it isn't like hundreds of dollars or anything per month. It's still, I'd rather it be cheaper for my budget, but they've made improvements on the website that I really appreciate. It's now an interesting, more understandable workflow. And you can hand place memes in a much more effective, simple way that's easy to understand than their previous version. I just didn't understand the interface for doing it by hand. And stuff. So, okay, let's follow me through the Infinity Desktop portal of Infinity Desktops. Hello, friends. This is what Streamlabs looks like if you've never seen it. Let's pop on over to our website area. Boom. Hey, Twitch, you're looking nice and solid. Almost 2 hours straight and no interruptions. Hallelujah. No disconnected stream alerts. Let's keep it up. I'm not trying to jinx it. Okay, Internet. Now let's take a quick TikTok live roll call session. Len, Rosa Carrera, Tracy Lynn, Angel Gomez, Miguel something, Astronoid something, Angelica, Pedro Juicy, Revolution Radio. I like the name. I don't know if I approve of your content yet because I've never heard of you before, but that's a good name. Thank you to all those who dropped through. Please do stick around if you can. I also understand that people drop in and they see like 3 seconds worth of a stream and then they move on. I do it all the time. No hard feelings. But I'm actually trying to attract an audience to participate in stuff. And I don't know if I'm doing it right. Let's go to Eclipse. Follow me to check out. I would have done a whole separate episode about this as I did like an opening episode about this whole idea of comparing and contrasting Opus clips. To summarize what happened there, Opus clip is cool and it's great for TED Talk style. I'm going to talk about a lot of things. You're going to pull clips. And it does a really cool analysis. And I don't know how they calculate this, but they rank your clips according to some metric of potential virality, how viral it might go. So that's useful, especially when it comes to, like, if I wanted to process this last hour. Although I wouldn't because that was really ad hoc. And I'm going to say that the free version is useful for 2 30-minute videos to get processed and clipped. and one like 15-minute clip because of the amount of tokens. They got a token system, a credit system. And if you're free, you only get so many credits a month, and then you got to use them. I think they roll over. We're gonna test that. We're gonna keep visiting Opus Clip again to use them for certain things. When I do a podcast special and I'm live streaming what I would otherwise normally be presenting as a podcast. For video game content, this platform is superior because it was designed for video gaming live streamers. This is what the general gallery looks like. There's a few features about the interface that I would change if I was involved, but generally speaking, it's a lot nicer and cleaner than it used to be, and I appreciate that. Okay, so these are all the streams. It only keeps, and that's in part because they disappear from Twitch, and it is anchored to Twitch. There is a way to live stream TikTok only videos, but that does involve downloading the video first, which can take some time, and then re-uploading the video to its special TikTok processing page, which is separate from the one where this is connected to my Twitch. So the video is already ready to be processed. I don't need to download it and then re-upload it. With Opus Clip, no matter what platform, no matter where you made the video, if it was live streamed, you got to download the finished video and then upload it to Opus Clip, which is fine, but that downloading and uploading takes time. And the more videos you're doing, the more time adds up. And that's just something that they don't, you don't know about because they're not going to talk about that because they're promoting themselves as a time-saving feature. And yes, it does save that part of it, that amount of time. But the rest of it, you still got to do yourself. There's no AI. There's no Jarvis, as I like to say, that can be like, review my videos from forever ago and compile them all into 3-minute mini episodes that make sense. That would be brilliant. Where is that AI assistant? I want to be able to go, hey, Friday, because I like the His Girl Friday reference. That's a tragically chauvinistic and no longer cool movie that was awesome to watch when I was young and naive and dumb because it's neat. But it's also, what were they thinking? It's not that bad, but it's not great. I don't think it would have been made today the way it come out. But I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. But I digress. This is the thing I wanted to do real quick. We get three slots or three opportunities to process videos of any length, longer than, I think, 15 minutes and shorter than 14 hours. So I am, although it's against my normal rhythm and nature that I've developed over the last course of however long I've been streaming, I am trying to reorganize my live streaming day into 3 major sessions of as long as I can push it to be. That's what we're doing. So that's why the longer episodes are happening now, and that's why I'm letting myself ramble at the pregame chat lounge session, which I previously started not doing as much as I used to. Anyways, here we are. I'm just going to click on this so we can see, and we'll look at some of the ones that have already been processed, so you can check out how it works, what it looks like. I did not realize that last night / this morning we went for a grand total of 8 hours and 44 minutes, 37 seconds. And that was, I would say, like 80% mostly actually gameplay. I did a bit of a ramble at the beginning. I don't remember what I said. I think there might be some good clips there. We're going to process this most recent video right here. I don't like, this platform offers you the ability to automatically process the very next live stream that you do, and then, perpetually once you activate that. But I don't like that because I'm never sure if I'm going to flub, if I'm going to hate it, if I'm going to start off a podcast episode and then want to trash it, or if I'm going to get disconnected and it's only been an hour and 10 minutes. So I don't want them to process something I didn't need processed. So I don't have that on. Other people have got their schedule and their format and their prep down to a more formulaic setup, and they can more reliably just let the platform automatically process any stream because they'll know it's going to go like this and I'll want it processed. For me, I like a little bit more control. So here we go. We're going to hit confirm. It's going to go, okay, you playing Call of Duty Black Ops 6 in this. And tragically, during the beta, it was available for the free users. And then after launch, they're like, oh, we're going to move this and several other games behind our subscription paywall. So the one thing I was like, I don't know if I like that. But overwhelmingly, the tools are pretty useful. Okay, so it's gonna do this for a really long time. Oh, it's funny. It didn't go to queue. It usually says in queue or queuing, and then you're like stuck at 10 or 16. It really interesting went straight to downloading, which is weird because where is it downloading to? It must be downloading the connected thing that it's streaming here from the other place from Twitch to whatever processing center, I guess. This will be here for a while. Then we'll get an alert. Sometimes I leave it running and I'll like leave it open. I don't think that having this tab open impacts the process at all because I used to think it's processing it there locally in the tab. That was a silly thing. I don't think they are. I've definitely tested and confirmed that you can close out that tab, close out the entire site, close out your computer, and then come back to it when it's done and it'll be there ready. Won't be interrupted. Duh. Okay, so there's a lot of things we could get into. I just want to process these two. Your clips are looking crisp. Render in 1080. Yes, say goodbye to 720. Yes, you've got it. Let's try now. I don't know what it's taking me to try now, except for to its main page. Oh, it's taking me to a please buy the thing, but I already did, you goofball. I don't need this advertising. It should know better. I am a premium member. It says so right there. Okay, so that one's going to go. We get to process 3 today. Because of the lateness of the hour and the fact that I'm going to stream into tomorrow, I'm going to not try to wait to process today's episode. I'm going to leave that for tomorrow, this time to tomorrow. We're going to pick 3 different ones. The one before that, 6 hours and 11 minutes, pretty awesome. At that point, these 2 were my longest ever Call of Duty streams. 6 hours and 35 minutes. That one, if I remember correctly, I should have renamed. It isn't just an almost daily Call of Duty grind. Oh, we already processed it. It's got mostly me rambling and some clips from the 3 different games that we played that were not that great because I didn't play that well. This one was all Call of Duty, all Terminator, and it was fun. We're going to process it. And then we'll come back and check them out. Maybe at the end of our day today, which will be at some point early tomorrow when I'm like done wrapping up. Here's Call of Duty Black Ops. Wrapping up whatever we do in our live stream today. And then we'll visit it live on stream and check out what kind of clips we be getting out of it. Okay, I do this thing where instead of sometimes you do something like that and it launches a new tab. When you do that on the home page, it doesn't for some reason. It opens the next stage of the process.
Here we are.
That always does.
Together
That always
again.
startles me. One of the weird things you can do while apparently because this is from Twitch, it's just porting it over. It has not imported. It's just like a link that's live screening the video that's over on Twitch. That's why, see how I said 16% queuing. This video is now queued up to start being processed to whatever service center they have so that you can then tell it to edit it. And it'll then go, okay, I picked these clips. So when it reaches 100%, it'll look like one of these videos with the green button. These are ones we've already processed that were mostly me rambling. Let's pick one that is Call of Duty. For shizzle. Battle Royale Roulette. We got 75 clips out of this one. This one was my first 4-hour Call of Duty. Let's open it like that. When it's done identifying clips or identifying movie magic segments, they show up like this. And I've already looked through all these and did a minimal process. This was not a particularly impressive match or episode. I got a lot of single kills because, you know, I'm a bot. I'm pretty basic. I'm a noob. I got a pretty reasonable handful of multi-kills and multi-downs and assists. I got a couple of doubles. And what you do is you sit here and you scroll through and you click on one, right? Where's the triple? Isn't there a triple? They have different formats of visiting. There's 2 different view switches that you can switch to. you can switch to this view, and then this view has like labels of categories of movie magic clips. Like here's a triple kill. Let's click on that to filter that out, and we can just watch this triple kill. We can turn on the audio. Okay, so I've already watched this and processed it. It's all right. I made a meme-ified version of this, which may or not be very viewable. It's not a particularly impressive clip. It's only 27 seconds long. When you're done with those show up. Where do those show up? Those show up in your edits page. So now these are all the clips I've already processed. After submitting the full-length video, it said, oh, I've identified this clip. And I've said, okay. And so like I've got clips here from the most newest one that it doesn't know that I did some AI editing on the app. It's a slightly different interface with slightly different buttons and all that kind of slightly different layout, but it doesn't seem to cross over like the labels. I processed some of these videos and already made some processed clips, although I guess it shows up as already processed. Maybe it stays here in the same spot. This, as you can see, has already been meme-ified. It's got the check out the whole video over on my YouTube. It's got the whatchamahoozle. What are those called? The animated captions. I need to get better at speaking more succinctly and identifying more interesting clips. I don't even know why it did that. That was a weird insert of a meme. I haven't watched that actually yet. Not really. So then it keeps an archive of your most recent videos. Apparently it also tries to pull videos from YouTube. I don't know if new YouTube videos are going to show up or not. I don't want them to, because I port every single same video to YouTube. I don't want it pulling those. These eventually disappear because they're like, we got to purge our servers. So apparently we got 11 days left to make clips out of any of these if we wanted to. We've already made clips out of this Godfall thing. I guess I would make clips out of the larger of these first impression episodes. Although I don't remember if I said anything cool or not. We have one more processing slot for today, and then we got to wait until 5:45 tomorrow, or whenever the last submission is, to process again. Apparently it's the 24-hour cycle is based on your last submission. Because my last submission was in the evening, and then all morning before I went to sleep today, and slept my sleep, and then woke up this afternoon, it still wasn't letting me submit new stuff. So it resets with the last submission. So we did these two. I don't know if I should do this other 6-hour grind. We had a lot of chatting in that. Oh, we already did that one. Never mind. Late Night COD, Almost Daily Variety, Chaos, Live. That one's a 1-hour one. I want to do a really long one that I haven't done yet. 16 seconds. That one I've deleted before because I don't want to accidentally process it. This was one of those ones where we had a really hard disconnect on Twitch. So it shows up at two different videos on Twitch. This is 2 hours and 25 minutes. What's the next longest gaming video that I have not processed? We could do the first impressions of Greedfall. That's the highlight of the first impressions of Greedfall. This one's 1 hour. It got split up on accident too. 55 minutes, and there's a 2-hour ranked attempt. This is when I played ranked the first time. We can do a 3-hour review of this. We can do a 3-hour thing of ranked Call of Duty Mobile. Part of me feels like I should do the oldest Call of Duty Mobile clip I can clip. But part of me is like, no, dude, Greedfall or something. What did I do for that first 5 hours? Or should I do one where I'm chatting and I'm saying things? In which case, if I'm going to do that, I should do... that really long one. There's a 3-hour one there. I should do this one. This one isn't really the daily grind. It was like a little bit of Call of Duty and then a little bit of those other, but then a bunch of rambling in between. And I don't remember what the F I talked about. I went off on the craziest of tangents, and it might have been meaningless, but it might be interesting. All right, okay, let's process that one. Have I already processed this? Wait a minute. Those are videos I've already looked at. Did I just click on one that's already been processed and I'm a moron and didn't think about it? Yes, I did. Okay, 1, 2, 1 hour, no. The 3 hour one, no. The 3 hour one we've already done. This 4 hour one we've already done. No, no. I mean, no, we've already did that one. 2 hours of Call of Duty over here, or 2 hours and a half Call of Duty over here. From 5 days ago, maybe. I'm torn. Maybe I just want to save it. I need to make a decision here real quick, though. Public discourse. 2 hour public discourse episode. Podcast, live stream, public discourse. What are these? Are these the same or are these different videos? What the F? This is the very beginning of season 2. Should I get that clip? I think this one and this one are the same. They just got different. No, those are different frames. So those are different sessions. How did I manage to make it exactly the same amount of time? I don't know. That's really weird. That's super weird. I can't decide. Should I do this public discourse thing? Okay, let's try getting this 2 hours. Oh wait, this is earlier. This is an earlier season 2. Did I do really good on that one or did I do really bad? I don't know. We're going to pick one of these two. Let's pick the older one and then we'll come back to that one. All right, so my strategy... Nope, wrong one. No. Here. My strategy right now is going to be every day I'm going to process 2 long videos, arguably the 2 most recent. Get clip failed. Oh, this one doesn't exist anymore. That's right. I can't do that one. Which one do we clip on? That one? I guess so. Okay, I guess we got to move up from this. That is the highlight, so that is the same thing as this. And that's another highlight of this. Oh, that's highlighted this shorter one, which we've already clipped. So we should clip this one because I think they're related. There's probably going to be interrelated clips. I don't remember. The hard part is, especially for someone like me, some people do a podcast and it can be 5 hours long and they'll be like, I know exactly what I said. Oh, I guess that one's not available to clip either anymore. These might be from far enough back that like they don't technically exist on Twitch anymore. Let's try this one last one. That's Call of Duty Mobile. If it does the same fail and goes, nope. Oh, there we go. Am I going to yeah, sure, we'll process this 3 hour episode of... All right, I don't know. Maybe I do just need to revisit that video and adjust something. It did say something about a... Let's go look. Let's leave that processing. We've now...
Connecting.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let's pause.
2.
So we've now, we've issued 3 processing things. And we're going to... These might take a while. The very first one is at 66. This might get done. We might be able to look at this evening. Boom, 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 boom. Sam R, thank you for joining on TikTok. Don't be shy. Say hi. Twitch, thanks for staying mostly stable. Chat bots. I'm going to activate you. And now, friends, we're going to get into the game. We'll come back to all this and look at the resulting new clips and maybe revisit old clips to look at how to edit or what to edit. Well, we'll revisit all the new clips. I think these 2 sessions, honestly, I have what was like peak performance relative to anything recent that we could pull up a clip from. Like, I hit a good streak during these 2, like I'm better than my usual mediocre, not that good gameplay. So I feel good about those. Moving forward, we'll try to always get the most recent video processed when our day switches over, and then something from the past that we may have, passed over and didn't process. The hard part is going to be making sure that I also follow up on reviewing all the clips, making all the editing choices, deciding which way to publish them. You can share directly from inside of eClips. You can download them and then re-upload them to the website and work on the websites for TikTok. I could download them and transfer them all to my iPad and work through TikTok that way. It's a slightly different process. The cool thing is, once you've made a magic movie loop and it's all done and you like it, it sits there and is available in the app. So like, let's say I processed and edited a bunch of stuff but didn't post it. I used to stress out about downloading it all and organizing it all and preparing it to be processed. And I've got a huge backlog of clips. In fact, we can go on a tangent right now and just make 3 different 5-minute long TikTok videos based on a bunch of clips from the Black Ops 6 beta and other stuff. But I'm going to try to integrate that and integrate staying on top of the new workflow because I'm going to keep streaming every day. So join me on that journey, friends. We'll come back and revisit all of this fun madness later. Okay, we're going to leave it on Twitch. We're going to do this. We're back to the, I'm going to purge the memory diag. Boop. I don't know if that hurts or helps the stream, but I think it helps. And then we're going to get ready to dive back into Call of Duty because we just deviated. We still haven't even started, have we? Have we? This is like the beginning of our show. I already want to take another smoke break. God damn it. I just took one. I'm not doing it right now. Let's go. Thank you for being here, folks. Welcome to the madness. Sorry, my Xbox is asleep. Oh, look at that. I'm really close to that achievement. I need a photo of that. Don't go away. Don't disappear. Don't disappear. I'm getting my camera out. Camera's ready. Almost ready. Take a picture, bro. That one looked crooked. Oh, it went away. Okay. I got one, even if it's a little crooked. That's a fun achievement. I don't know if I'll post it in time for it to make any sense. I cannot read without glasses anymore. It's crazy. All right, here we go. I'm going to mute myself for a hot second, get into the game, and I hit mute really early there. And get ready and we're going to dive in. And it'll be a variety day today. I think we're going to go backwards through Call of Duty Black Ops series during the course of our day today. It's going to be a long stream. We're already at the 2-hour mark. Thank you for joining us, friends. Welcome to the madness. Okay. Sorry that my chair is so squeaky. I really should get that fixed. Here we are, ready to go. Welcome, friends. Welcome to another day of Call of Duty Grind. We are on part 3 of our Terminator crossover special event push. It sounds weird. Our Call of Duty Terminator crossover event grind. That also doesn't sound that great. And we are already more than halfway. I think we're almost, if not more than halfway, through the event's reward track, which is pretty dope. We had a really great all Call of Duty all day long day yesterday. Let's go. As always, friends, forgive me if I cannot chat with you during the match. I'm not trying to be rude.
You're cleared hot. Work your frag list.
I just gotta fucking focus. Because I'm an old dog that did not learn these new tricks.
They've taken the lead.
Ah, I was all over the place there. Brutal.
Hostiles retain the lead.
Should have expected me.
Oh, that did not help. I thought it was a throwable. Why did I do the wrong thing?
I got the shot. Now get a guy. Throwing stun.
Dang it.
Using stim.
I got you.
Oh shit.
That was me.
Going on. Available.
Driving RCXD.
We've claimed the advantage. Now hold it.
Oh, brutal.
RCXD.
No, I didn't mean to change. Ah! Arr! Good times. Here we go.
Got eyes on a hostile.
Where? Oof. Ah, dang it.
Engaging hostile.
Heads up.
We've given up the lead.
Ah, brutal. Oh, brutal. Blew myself up. Oh, but I got him though. Yeah. That's cool and funny.
Kill confirmed.
Isn't there a way up here? Oh, I thought there was a way up there. There is one in here though.
Target eliminated.
Fight every line.
Ah, brutal. Ha! That's all I ever say. I gotta come up with a better goof line for when I goof.
Threat deleted. Eyes on enemy thermal.
Arrgh.
Dropping a spring
Throwing
mine.
stun.
Finito.
Ah, brutal. Finito, she says.
Tossing flash.
Ah, rough. That was hilarious. Oof. Well done. That was hilarious. That's sitting there. Arrgh. Did we just flip spawns? That's hilarious.
Hostile care package inbound.
Fuck off! I'm working.
Fancy seeing you.
Hold the line. This is ours to lose. Hostile incoming.
Ah.
Incoming flashbang.
RCXD maneuvering.
What the? Ah, brutal.
They were already dead.
But we won.
Just had 3 of them. Good job.
Let's get to it. That was intense.
Enemy grenade.
That was bad. Wow. Wow, that guy was quick. Excuse me. Mother Nature is calling. I shall return momentarily, friends. Oh, I kept the music really low there. I should have cranked it up. Anyway, sorry about that. Okay, we're back. Let's go. DJ Zed, thank you. You may ease out of that playback. We'll leave you mid-stream there to come back to. For another time we need to think. La la la, why can't I see that? There it is. Jeez. God. Back to it, friends. Do I want to change loadouts? Do I want to just keep grinding this the way it is? I'm uncertain. I wish I could alternate which team the characters appear on. Where you could pick whatever operator and just be on whatever team, but it's super bizarre. It's only ever... Like, you can't be on the wrong team, which is so weird to me. Alright, we're gonna go back to Terminator because we got to. Love it. And to go with my... This is my version of Cosmo, so yes. No, this is fine. I'm so not used to stim shot that I keep trying to throw it. And I'm like, ah! What am I throwing? I'm not throwing it. I'm using stim shot at the wrong time. Well, let's just keep grinding on with quick play. We'll mix things up a little bit in a minute. Here we go, friends. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Don't be shy. Please say hi. Especially since I get hyper-focused during the match. So if you drop a hello while I'm in the match, please wait until the match is over before judging whether or not I ever responded, because I'm not going to respond during the match. Tough. Kill confirm, kill confirm. Yeah, go. Here we go. Sorry. Try to politely not display that. Let's go.
Kill confirmed. We have our orders. See it through. You're falling behind, Crimson.
Ah, brutal! I didn't expect anyone to be on that side. Somebody's just sitting there camping. Good for them. We're gonna spot them this time. Clever maneuver. The mist and steam is kind of weird and hilarious. Getting either a distortion effect in my headset or like some kind of weird static, or I'm imagining it, or it's just my hair making goofy noises because it's all long and crinkly now. Where the fuck is everybody?
The lead is ours.
Shit! What the? Wish there was a way you could tell more easily where the friendlies are. I'm not used to maps. What the? Oh, look at them getting somebody over there. Ah! Dang it.
Requesting recon above.
Ah! I got the skull. Oh, roof. Good grief. That's fun. You know what we should do? Chill way the fuck back here and launch this bad boy. Boom!
My lead eyes overhead.
Arr!
Hostile assault pack down.
Enemies have disarmed your spring mine.
I'll be back.
RCXD available. Same turret ready for deployment.
Enemy spring mine.
Oh, brutal! We were both reloading and he beat me to it. Dang habit. What's back here? Ah! Of course, White would decide to turn around.
Enemy
and look.
UAV inbound.
Enemy spring mine.
Spring mine was disrupted.
Oof.
Activating scrambler.
Tossing flash. Flashbang sight.
Ah! I got somebody. Dang. That was brutal. Where is that spot?
RCXD has been destroyed.
Why the fuck do you destroy the friendly? Ah, son of a... Why was I reloading? I don't need to reload every freaking time.
Get a UAV on grid. Operating RCXD.
Enemy mine.
I'll be back.
Brutal!
There you are.
On to spring mine.
Ah! Woo! God, I'm out of control.
RCXD ready.
Ah, rough. That's our friend.
MTC's nearly dry. Get serious, Crimson.
Add the requesting Watchdog Helo on my grid.
Destroyed your RCXD.
TACOM, drop care package on my beacon.
Ah, ugh.
Deploying RCXD.
We are winning though.
Requesting CUAV above.
They never stood a chance. Proceed to extract Kingdom.
Good game, everybody.
Watch your fire!
Good times, good times.
Impact!
Good job. Look at them. Ah, brutal. Walked right into it. Yay! I love it when I get in the winner circle. Sweet. Oh, Zap. I had to. In we go. Let's go. I don't know what those gestures are supposed to mean. They don't mean anything. I'm just being funny. Being weird. Let's get to it. Red.
Domination. Secure the objective.
Capturing objective.
Nothing on the objective. Keep them up.
Zone Charlie locked down. Losing Bravo.
Sending a Simpex.
Losing B. Bravo lost. Taking Alpha.
Got him.
We're losing Charlie.
Capture.
Securing
Cover
Alpha.
me.
Zone A secure. We lost C.
Sick.
We're losing Alpha. Taking Bravo underway. Damn it, we've lost the lead.
Simtex on.
Controlling Bravo.
Available.
Bravo zone secure.
Starting on mover.
Securing Charlie. We've taken control.
Yeah.
Five hostiles down. Grenade incoming.
Oh, brutal. Can't believe I was.
Sand turret
Losing
deployed.
Bravo.
Stream mine going out.
Losing B.
RCXD active.
Losing Bravo. Losing B.
Alright, got somebody. Yeehaw!
Knock off. Launch your UAV.
Establishing sentry turret.
Lost B.
On it. Keep the crimson
Secure
bastards
it
off me.
B.
Flashbang incoming.
Take it B.
Brutal.
Semtex.
Release napalm strike on my mark.
Incoming grenade. Hostile
Come on, you're
flashbang.
losing this fight. Secure it B.
Ah, brutal.
Driving RCXD.
Losing A.
Nice.
Control Bravo.
What? Fuck with. Enemy.
Zeppoverse is online. Taking Bravo underway.
Friendly.
Enemy spree.
Available.
What the fuck happened there?
Take it B.
Flashbang incoming.
Placing Sentry.
B right here.
Standing near box track location.
Ah. Crap out of everybody right there.
Securing B.
Ah.
RCXD
Sentry turret
moving out.
deployed. TACOM. LDBR on my mark. Bayan requesting
Got
UAV
him.
tasking.
Woof.
Tally, 12.
That was a friendly. Why did you shoot it? Num num. Maybe they didn't shoot it. Maybe they're just trying to get past. And they got caught up. Arrgh! Oh, brutal.
We're losing Alpha.
Hilarious.
Hostile Semtex. Get down, Frank.
Losing A.
Oh,
Oh, you could leave the light off. Wait, can you bring me sour cream? And salt.
oh, brutal. That sounds good, homie. Ah! Brutal. It was my machine. but I got this guy. That was hilarious. I love it.
We're losing Alpha.
Dropped enemy.
What the fuck is that noise?
Losing A.
That wasn't like people's. Oh, that was people's.
Secure
audio.
it, B.
I'm like, is that the game? What?
Sending flashbang.
Oh, look at it.
Sending smoke grenade.
Semtex on.
Taking Bravo underway.
Coordinates marked. Revenge is enough.
You gonna let a bunch of company assholes beat you?
Semtex,
Fight back,
frost.
damn it!
Laying frost.
Take a B. We're losing Alpha.
One less hostile.
Tirette, ready for deployment.
Hell, check that aim, shite for brains. Sensor in operation.
Oh,
Hack their com.
I can't believe I actually successfully switched weapons, which I'm not good at when they're like coming at me. And I was like, oh my god, I'm out of bullets, switch. And I hit him even, and I still didn't. Getting better though, I used to not be able to do that at all. I used to not be able to deal with the smoke. By the way, the way the smoke looks and works has gotten so much more interesting than it used to be. Getting rocking the saw. I need to work some of these small machines soon. Good work, everybody. I wish there was a little thumbs up system like from Call of Duty. Dear Activision, I want universal unification of all the cool features that are missing from each other. Call of Duty version gets go. I forgot to lower the volume. Hoorah! Okay. I know. Let's do one more, and then I'll take a little tiny break. Of course I've got to pee. I'll be right back. Rock on, friends, here we go. Kill confirmed. We've been stuck on Nuketown for a minute, but I think that's probably just like the most popular map right now. Everyone's either picking Nuketown, so the quick play is like, oh, there's not enough people in quick play, so go to Nuketown. I don't know how it works.
Kill confirmed. We We've taken the lead. Stay on task.
Brutal.
They've taken the lead. Hostiles reclaimed the lead.
Is it up here? I hate when I can't tell friendlies from not friendlies.
Hostile UAV established overhead.
Shooting through his leg somehow.
Establishing smoke screen.
Brutal. Not fast enough.
We've given up the lead. You're falling behind, Crimson. Enemy UAV inbound.
Damn it. Only hitting, targeting friendlies right now. Ah, brutal! How did they get at me without me noticing it? Jesus Christ. Woof. Oh, I'm shooting in the wrong direction. I hate when I do that. Oh! Dang it!
RCXD maneuvering.
I'll be back. I'll be back.
Archangel going hot.
Whoa! Oh, I thought that was coming in.
TACCOM, get a care package on my location. Using Archangel.
I'll be back.
Enemy UAV inbound.
RCXD ready. Counter UAV available for tasking.
There's a mole among us. Find them.
Damn it! I'm bad at unscoping. It's dumb, but I'm bad at it.
Cloaker in position. Deploying ETM. Cloaker MCL. 50% check. Cloaker killing music. Headed home.
Ah.
Operating RCXD.
Hostile UAV established overhead. We're ahead, but stay alert. Marshall's people are no fools.
I'll be
Hostile
back.
counter UAV established above. Watchdog Helo incoming on your location.
I don't dislike this
going on?
mode, but it bums me out. Victory! One bird! We're still like 10 away from getting that calling card. It's a fun goal to reach for. Dang.
Ain't your day, mate.
Okay. Let's back out and spend this coin. Let's have a little fun here. Let's have a sip of coffee. Get 3 kills with C4 lethal equipment. Get 10 headshots with SMGs. Get 15 kills shortly after sprinting. Okay. The C4 is going to be not that easy unless I luck out and get all 3 at once. Because I'm bad at C4. So we should probably load it up though so that we can try and attack that challenge. And well, I want to love the stim shot. Like, I'm so not used to it anymore because I haven't used it for so long. Like, since last COD year. You know? What am I trying to say? That I just don't have the rhythm of it anymore. I used to be pretty good at, like, I gotta stim myself, I just got shot, but then not wait for the super edge of destruction. I'm torn because part of me wants that one obviously. Yeah. Part of me wants to pause here and then go on like a tour of like, because we got plenty of time on the battle pass. We're not in a rush. We're not behind on the battle pass. We still have 12 days. So most of a fortnight. Some people used to say a fortnight is 12 days, but I think it's 2 weeks, which is 14 days. But I digress. We're not in a rush. We're not in a pinch. We are 8 out of 12 on it, so we're ahead. We can wait until like we've only got 4 days left and still knock it out of the park real quick. I think. The next slot, the last one is going to be tough because it's 150. That's a lot of skulls to collect. It's a lot of time. Because even if you're good, which I'm not, I'm mediocre and I have hot moments. But even if you're good, the skulls don't pop up for everybody. It's not like dog tags. Like every other couple of ones, and then a couple in a row, and then every other couple one. Okay. What are we talking about? Oh yeah, we're working our way to the token. Where are we gonna drop this? Are we trying to break one down? Or unlock one? This one. Yes. How close? We've got the thingamahoo and a thingamabob. That's a thingamabob, and that's a thingamahoo. I think. I need to pack a new one if I want more. I'm wondering if I should go ahead and unlock Prestige now. It's been like a hot couple of days, and I've made a good progress. But I wonder if it's only like, rink, you know, like 1/3 of the first bit. I doubt it's much further along. It takes a hot minute. Free permanent unlock. Yes, we do get a permanent unlock. Let's pick a new setup for funsies. Emblem. Sorry there. Oh yeah, we've got the new Terminator one. We should rock that. Oh! Dang! We done did winner. We've got all 250 matches. Yeehaw! Let's go. See? It automated, it picked the one that I put on and not anything else that's new. I didn't check this before we clicked on it though. I should have done that. I wanted to... No, leave it like that for now. Part of me wants to take a break. We've only been at it for 3 hours. Part of me wants to just take another cigarette break and come back and play more. Part of me wants to take a cigarette break, grab some cheese to snack on, I guess. And play a completely different game. Like, start the rotation with Doodle Dad, or what's it called? SMGs, huh? Alright, it's time to switch out our sidearms over here for some Sassy Pants SMGs. Let's start with the SOG. Let's build a new one for funsies. Let's start with the stock because it limits things. Kimbo SOG for funsies. No optic. Cool. New underbarrel. Extended mag 2. Is F the wall. Aimed on sights, or sprint to fire, or slide dodge, or well, no, because we don't have the scope, so we're not really idiots. So sprint to fire, yes. Hip fire spread, diving, jumping, hip fire spread, jumping, sliding hip fire spread. I don't think you can put tactical, although it'd be incompatible with that. Full metal penetration. There we go. Sorry, that was terrible. That was just shockingly lame. Okay. That's our next unlock. 40 headshots, 50 headshots, 75 headshots, 100 headshots. Unlock all multiplayer military camos on the SOG. Get 30 point blank kills with the SOG. Unlock all multiplayer camos and get 50 while moving. That's a fun. It looks better in the thumbnail than it does on the machine, but it's a fun pattern. And then Goldie McGoldertons. I gotta unlock all prior things and get 10 double kills or better with the SOG. I should go check what the next unlocks on all the things I've already got gold on. Okay. purple panther. That one is kind of cool. But where's this new pendulum we just did? Just unlock that. Why is it? There's also a ninja star. I thought that was a sticker. Oh, cool. There's also the robot eye. Here, no, we're going with the pendulum for this one. Because it's tiny. The newer. We'll keep that bad boy here. We could just work our way up, yeah? We don't have to keep that forever. We do not have to build a new one every single time. The jackal. Although we could. Seriously, could be stuck around building new machines all the time. Come on. Oh, that is what they look like. Are those two duplicates? Probably. Tonto. I don't think I've worked with this one yet. Let's give that a whirl. Because it's purple. There's the DM10 that we haven't touched yet. We'll leave that there. There we go. Did we get through all of them? We got up to the Tonto. We didn't get farther than that. Chief Iron Goblin we'll leave alone. Oof. Should we switch these up? This is supposed to be where we work those and grind them permanently because we want them to be more usable. And I just put this DM10 on to check it out. Yeah, I guess we'll leave those and maybe move them around later. Oh, look at that. We're at 21 out of 30. Yay. Let's do at least one more match before we mix it up at all. Maybe two. Yeah. We'll grind along a bit, friends. All this weekend, I hope, knock on wood, that I don't spend all weekend talking about variety and teasing doing other games in the Call of Duty Black Ops series and only playing Black Ops 6. I would be disappointed in myself if I did that. At some point today, we're going to switch it up and we're going to, I guess part of me creatively is like, I don't know which one I want to do. Do I want to go backwards from here? Do I want to include Modern Warfare 2 and 3 because I miss them, but also they're not Black Ops, but also they're part of the new engine, which the other ones aren't. And there's so many questions, I don't want to do anything, so we're just playing Black Ops 6. But my plan for this evening into tonight is to, at some point, deviate from grinding the Terminator event into, and I'll probably at that point break the stream off and make it a new episode. So we're barely at 3 hours. I'll go for at least another, well, maybe I'll want to try the TikTok. Yeah, this episode, I'm making an executive decision. This episode will only go on for another 45 minutes. And it'll just be Black Ops 6. And we'll then stop. I want to test out.
Another day in paradise, Black Ops.
There's this, hold on. Let me explain after the match.
Hard point is secure. Hostiles have the hard point. Hardpoint locked down. Hardpoint identified. We got the lead. Now hold it.
Woof. Got me.
Hostiles have captured the hardpoint. Hardpoint is active. This shit ain't working. We've lost the advantage.
Just in case someone does launch a thing,
Ring SAM turret
I
online.
find it really. Ah! Woof. Okay, I'm gonna try to hide here. Like this. Yeah, I'm gonna try to hide right here, and try to send this guy
Hardpoint is secure.
on a little journey.
Hostiles have
Now
the
that I've gotten a
hardpoint.
little bit better. Oh, I missed it!
Hardpoint locked down.
Oh, was that a friendly? Damn it, I hate it when I do that. I could have sworn that was a bad guy.
Hostiles have captured the hardpoint.
Oops. Where's the fucking hardpoint?
Hardpoint located. Hardpoint active. Hostiles have the hardpoint.
Oh shit. It's not where it is. Fuck is it? Oh, bummer.
Enemy UAV inbound. Sit rep. LDPR incoming. Hardpoint identified.
Ooh.
Hardpoint is active.
Arming C4.
Hardpoint is secure.
Brutal.
Net call. Enemy watchdog helo inbound.
Whoa.
Hostiles have captured the hardpoint.
Thing. Hopefully my thing will shoot that down. I don't think anyone's found it. No, it's no longer the thing.
Hardpoint located. Hardpoint active. Hardpoint locked down. Hostile scout pulse in your AO. Hostiles have the hardpoint.
Oh, I thought that was. Oh god. I saw a blue.
Hostile UAV established overhead. Hardpoint is secure.
Targeting friendlies instead of the bad guys. Sorry, guys. Woo.
Throwing frag.
Hostile stun.
Hostiles have captured the hardpoint. Hardpoint locked down. Hardpoint identified.
Oh, wow!
Watchdog helo incoming on your location.
I gotta see this. Look at that. Oh, I should do that more often.
Hardpoint
Hilarious.
is active. Hostiles have the hardpoint.
Target eliminated.
Whoa, brutal. And well, at least I
Back
got
up's
shot
not
right
coming.
then, so
You want to get out of this alive? Better
the
step up.
helicopter blew us out.
Hardpoint is secure.
Come on, here we go, here we go. Get our audio back.
Hostiles have captured the hard point. Hard point locked down. Hard point located.
Oh man, I missed something.
Hard point is secure. Hard point active. Hostiles have captured the hard point.
Enemy watchdog helo overhead.
Watchdog helo engaged.
Oh.
Enemy grenade.
Whoa. Cannot believe I survived that. Where the F is it? I do not know this map very well.
Hard point locked down. Hard point identified.
Ready for deployment.
Grenade incoming.
Darn it!
Hard point is active.
Whoa. There's one of these patio
Hostiles at
spots.
the hard point.
There we go.
Assault packs ready.
SAM turret operational. Deploying mine. Eyes on enemy.
Oh, brutal.
Fucking me. Activate
loss, good loss.
catch-back protocol.
We
Get
just
your
got our
ass
asses
back to
handed
base.
to us. All survivors, retreat.
Brutal.
Incoming Semtex.
Okay, here we go. .316. What's with the challenge? SMGs. Headshots, we got nothing. Nothing on the lethal. Yeah, I've messed up the C4. We got nothing on that. We didn't even get. And I saw there was a helicopter and we didn't get it shot down. Because even though my thingamaboo helped the other person shoot at it, I didn't get out there fast enough to use the special ammo. But almost all my machines now have that ammo, if I'm not mistaken. I should go through and like do a review. But I love it, and I think, especially something I haven't done fully yet, is set up every slot to be one of those maxed out slots for the individual machines. You know what I'm talking about. What am I talking about? Do I even have ones posted up right now? I love Wildcard or Overkill. It's a favorite of mine from way back in my journey. You know, from the beginning days when I discovered Overkill. I'm like, this is awesome! Because I was not good with sidearms, with small pistols and that kind of thing. So it wasn't until like Overkill had been my top #1 like preferred, and I would just run with any combination of things. And whenever I wanted to, I would just keep Overkill and then put in a sidearm, because you can put it up front instead of on the secondary, which is fun because then it forces you to start the game with it psychologically. That's counterintuitive. I usually want like a longer range weapon than a short little sidearm for the very beginning of a match. But you do run faster with it, which doesn't make any sense, because you still got the other machine on your back, in theory, although it disappears. You don't ever... Do you see them with... No, I don't remember if you see them carrying the other machines or not when you're someone else, like on your teammate or whatever. But I digress. This new thing that is, that to me is super wild. It's going to require me to completely redo all the loadouts. But you know which one it is. Let's just go look for it. I'm not going to change it, but we'll go look. What is it called? Gunfighter. Gunfighter gives you 3 extra attachments on your primary weapon, which forces all secondary weapons to only be the sidearm small handguns, or this new category that we've been introduced to, that we've only got one machine, which is the specials category, which counts as a secondary weapon, which is interesting because it's big and it shoots like a medium size weapon. It's a little slow, not good for up close stuff. And in theory, small pistols are supposed to be as good as your reflexes for up close stuff. I'm bad at single shot ones. I love this one. The what's the one? Oh, it's not there anymore. The purple one with the auto fire. I love that. But we need to figure out. Let's go look at something real quick. Let's go to the event. Where's this thing? Full auto mod. It doesn't give you any information on it. I don't know where it goes, and it weirdly looks like a magazine, which is I don't think the magazine is where the auto firing pin modification would technically be. But let's see if we can find it. Let's just go into the gunsmith and look for it here. It looks like a magazine. Extended mag 1, fast mag 1, extended mag 2, flip mag, extended mag 3. Oh, this is the version of that machine that I didn't make. Let's put that on for funsies, just to see how it plays. Instead of, oh, it must be a fire mod. Does it only show up? It must be a fire mod, duh. 3-round burst mod, rapid fire. NATO, overpressured, recoil springs, or full metal jacket. We're going for the full metal because we want the perk that it brings. It score streaks damage higher. Okay, it must be for machines that are not full mod, that don't have full auto fire. Which machine is that I don't like? We're gonna have to keep an eye out for it and try to put it on a machine. All these are XM. Ooh! Is it this guy? It's my... No, this rapid fire. It's not full auto though. The cost of recoil. It's not a magazine. They would have said something mag. It said mod, and this is the only category that has mod. Where is it? One of these was rapid fire. Have we not unlocked it yet? We've unlocked it. Didn't we unlock? Oh, maybe I'm a moron. We haven't even unlocked it yet. No, we've unlocked it already. It's got the little check mark. I'm gonna pull a nerd maneuver. I'm gonna put on my glasses and look up close. Attachment. Full auto mod for the something 7.3. So it's for a specific machine. What machine ends with a 7.3? Full auto mod for the something 7.3. 9-1 Creek C MK 95 8-2. Is it a marksman? It's an auto mod for this. Let's build it. Let's build it. Full auto mod. Converts the A key into a fully automatic weapon chambered in 5.4 x 39mm with slightly lower damage and range. Equips default 5.45 caliber magazine and unlocks a Extended mag attachment. Let's give this a whirl. I don't even think I've really worked with this much. Let's try one without it first. Aiming idle sway, horizontal recoil. Send a whole nother button press. Let's give this the crazy night vision scope. Well, that's a 6x. We don't want that. Oh, do we not have the little one? It's not available here. Weirdly, neither is the most popular. There's the Atero. Taskarov 762 level 30. Why? It's funny. It's really weird to me when attachments here for this machine gotta get unlocked by leveling up a different machine. Wait, what are you talking about? We're not gonna go thermal 6x. Oh. Damage range. Where are we with? I like this one. Alright. Let's give that one a whirl here for some reason. Oh, that's our custom starter loadout. We're supposed to be working these things. Well, we figured out the mystery of where that reward mod goes. It's specifically for this machine to make it a full auto, which will be interesting. Let's do one more match, then I will take a break. That was a fun little exploration. I'll take a break, but not break the stream. Oh no, we decided we're going to stop at exactly just under 4 hours so we can try the hitherto unexplored TikTok version of the application for Eclipse, which curiously does require tokens and can only process videos 4 hours long instead of 14 hours long, which I don't understand the difference, why they made a different interface, why they got different things, but there it is. So we'll keep this episode relatively short. Let's get to it.
Domination.
Let's check out these new
Go time.
machines.
Capture the objective.
Ah, brutal. That was very clever of him.
Locking down Charlie. Incoming grenade. We're losing Alpha. Losing A. Take it C.
Yeah.
Securing Charlie. Taking Bravo underway.
RCXD available.
We're losing Alpha.
Taking the objective.
Taking B.
Oh, brutal.
Losing A.
Darn it.
We're losing Alpha.
Spring mine.
Taking C.
Oh! Can't believe you followed
Losing
me
A.
all the way around like that with the machine blaring. Ooh. Didn't know you could use the elevator.
Locking down Charlie. Controlling Bravo. Control zone C.
This machine is fucking badass.
We lost Charlie. Securing B.
No!
Hey, alert, Black Ops. We got a mole. Securing C.
Didn't mean to change.
Securing Charlie. Enemy RCXD detected. Locking down Charlie.
The stadium is undergoing immediate evacuation.
Fudge!
Taking C. Securing C.
Your cooperation is essential for your safety and that of those around you.
We're losing Alpha.
An evacuation of the stadium is underway.
Controlling Bravo. C locked down. Securing Zone A.
Taking the objective. Watch my six.
Enemy UAV inbound.
Objective
Alpha
counter in
secure.
progress. TACOM
Securing
on the
all
LBJ.
zones.
Woo!
Securing Charlie. Losing Bravo. Moving with Archangel.
They have to take this objective.
All locations secure. Hold your position.
Semtex incoming.
Molotov lit.
Losing B.
Jesus, stress.
Eyes on shot charge.
RCXD deployed.
Ah, yeah!
They're taking C.
Enemy positive ID.
Oh, brutal! That was epic, dude.
You're planning on giving
You
up.
got me good.
Do it now.
You got me
If
good
not,
there.
Get
Where
to
is
work.
that? I have no idea,
Charlie.
recollection of where the F that
Lost C.
location is. Not this way, this is the back.
Securing B.
That was wild.
Bravo is ours. Losing A.
Head for
Locking down
indicated
Charlie.
location. Sand turret deployed.
Losing Bravo.
Oh, brutal! He's gonna deploy the gun turret. It's too late.
Mission
was
shit.
fucking
I'm
game.
pulling the plug.
Unbeatable. It's over.
Time to fade.
RTB.
That one moment was pretty nice on my level of performance. Look at this guy. Boom. There's a lot of people that in the footage, it looks like they do not pick up their skulls in this event. They're just not interested. They don't want to unlock their things. I guess some people just want to play the game and that's it. I can respect that. Okay, friends, a short break, and then we're gonna... Yeah, one more token. That's all I wanted. Okay. Where are we gonna drop this token? We're lucky to unlock this guy, right? Oh, that was a different thing. That wasn't the charm. I thought we'd unlocked this and magically gotten the Ninja Star charm. We've gotten a Ninja Star charm from somewhere before. Bing! Like the way that animates. So this will be an interesting loadout. Hopefully it's usable. Sometimes they make loadouts and they put together a combination of stuff. And it's just like, this doesn't help. And they picked all the worst things. Is that an emblem? Yeah, that's great. Ooh, look at that. I like this character and like just the design style here. I don't know what's going on with the I'm not a mummy but I'm wrapped up like one vibe, but it also just sort of looks cool, so it doesn't matter. See, like for these two ones, they're so interesting and unique on their own. I would have made each of them their own independent operator. I don't get why they're obviously, other than I get why. These are clearly two outfits of the same character in the comic book universe, or wherever the lore and the canon is established. This is the same person. But I just would have made two operators. I would have made this guy and then a different operator with a suit that looks like this, but different, so that it's not this suit. Anyways, we're gonna wrap up this episode relatively soon, so we're just gonna unwind a little bit and set up our newest look loadout, our cosmetic loadout for tomorrow, or whenever we come back. What do I want to rock? I've not rocked this yet. I'm going to pick a new calling card. This is a fun new one that I've gotten. It's not at the top for some reason. It's neat. There's the Arnold, or something I've never worked. Lionheart. No, let's go. I've only unlocked one thing from the campaign because I have not played it since our original opening exploration of it. I've done that once, and I mean, officially. I don't know how many times I've actually successfully done it. Well, there's nothing super new. We'll put... What do we got down here? This one's sort of new. What's this one for? Earn 1,000 score. Cool. Oh, Call of Duty. You are such a strange and bizarre game. It is its own kind of special thing. There's a lot of other games that attempt to be like it, but there isn't anything I've played that rivals it. And we'll explore that There are other games that are fun. As you've seen, if you've seen my Xbox folders and drives, if you've seen my Xbox drives, and if you've seen the directory of my, the directory of my Xbox drives and the directory of my, is that all we got? 150 and that's it? We've got everything else? Yeah, that's it. 150 skulls. We got 12 days to do it in. I think that'll be smooth sailing. 8 out of 12 options, out of 12 reward thingies. And then we'll get this blueprint for the PP919, which makes it look nothing like itself. Why did they use PP? It forces us to say PP all the time. Oh, it's a junior high mentality, but I'm okay with it. What were we talking about? Right. The adventure continues in just a bit, friends. I'm gonna take a break, probably grab a bite to eat. But please know that when we come back, we will either keep grinding Call of Duty for the explicit purpose to try to beat this event as early as possible, given where we are already and the fact that, I'm taking a break. Or we'll do the long delayed, although we've done it before, the long promised and long delayed rotation through all the Call of Duty Black Ops titles and then some. I might just stick to only Call of Duty Black Ops. But I do love Vanguard so much. It's my favorite other than the current main title. Vanguard remains. Because it was the first one where I went, I get it. And the movement works for me here. I'm not fighting the mechanics of the game system to do what I want. It's my character's doing what I want better than ever before. And I don't know if that's just because my skills got there to that level. But also Vanguard was coming out during the time where they were, unbeknownst to most of us in the community in real time, developing the all-new game engine that we now enjoy. It is a unified game engine that is integrated completely and is made out of the same code as the design engine that builds the game. And it's the first time they've done that. And it's a whole big thing. And I'm always surprised, and I talk about it all the time, I'm always surprised how many Call of Duty players that call themselves fans don't know about that. And the reason these newer games feel so different than the vibe and movement feel and the look and lighting of everything pretty much since Vanguard, it's when I noticed it turned into really, really sumptuous, beautiful 3D. Whereas before it was more like retro, grainy, cloudy, sepia tone 3D. And I'm not saying one's better than the other. I'm just saying it changed. That's because they were making the improvements and getting ready to deploy their brand new engine, which I think involved tinkering with some stuff in some other version of some other engine that they were using that would apply. I don't know. I don't know the inside. I would love to do my own hey, I'm a fanboy. Let me interview people at this company and ask all the cool questions that no one else I've seen ask yet with Activision and the various affiliated developers involved in the Call of Duty franchise. We'll put a pin on the corkboard. Maybe that will come true someday. Thank you, as always, for joining us, friends. DJ Zed, fire up that track you were in the middle of. Just right there where you're at. Boom! To play us out. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching the videos after the fact. Thank you for heading to my TikTok profile and checking out my videos there and engaging in the public discourse about the other people's videos that I've curated for your viewership on my reblog tab. TikTok, for me, is more about that than about any of the original stuff that I post. That's just me sort of tinkering to try to learn and stay up to date, even though I haven't fully committed to a format or a vision or a style or a thing there. But the reblog tab, I would humbly invite you all to check it out and come back often, because that's where I curate for you. In other words, share at you some of the most interesting, thought-provoking, and important TikTok videos that I've come across that have to do with our current events, our social gestalt. That word is, I guess, dicey right now. Our social milieu, to use the French instead of the German. And, what's going on with politics and whatnot. And the reason I do that is to be like, check these videos out, please, and then let's have a conversation about it on the podcast, where I haven't figured out a title for it yet, but I'm going to work out a podcast, audio only, exclusive on Sprecher, where what we do is discuss the topics brought up. I don't know I'll be able to play their stuff live online, but I'll be able to tell you, if you go to as of this recording, if you go to my TikTok profile, go to the reblog tab, and scroll down 4 rows, and then move over to the middle one, this video, it's made by this creator, it looks like this, you can find them on their own profile and look at their stuff there, and then we'll talk about the ideas. And the idea being that I want to generate a whole conversation around those videos that have come across my stream there on the TikTok that seem important. And if you haven't seen them, I want you to take a moment to consider them and whatnot. And to me, that's more interesting and more important than most of the original nonsense that I put. But I appreciate people coming by and check out my goofy videos. Thanks. Peace out. Gotta go. Music's almost over. I will see you soon. Be good human beings to each other out there in the real world, as well as in the game lobbies and on the social media platforms and wherever you engage in public discourse of any kind. Ciao for now, friends. This stream is now ending.